A true Southern icon, Pistol Pete, that defined the team. The game was fun, and the crowds were equally as fun.
Pete Maravich had the ability to do anything on the basketball court that could be done and that he wanted to do.
Maravich. Boy, he's got all kinds of moves. What move doesn't this guy have, Cal?
Oh, he can do it all. I don't know how you stop a guy like that.
It was just an incredible experience.
Up front to Jimmy McMillan. He drives. Off the glass, no good. Coleman rebounds. That was fine defense by Maravich.
He was the franchise.
Well, what do you say? 27 points for Maravich, and we're 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes from halftime.
It was something else.
Another steal.
We was a close-knit. We was like a family.
First time the Jazz was in. Oh, there's a foul on Beers. Pistol Pete really played Butch like a fiddle that time.
It was magical.
I tell you, there's such a thing as a law of averages. Pistol will have to cool off pretty soon because he has not missed too many shots this season.
I think he defies that law and a few others sometimes. Otto Moore gets fed in the post, back to the Pistol, goes on a drive right to the basket. It is good, and he's fouled.
I don't know how you stop him. He is too much.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm running out of things to say about Maravich.
You can fly through the air with the greatest of ease. Jam on, cool breeze. You can fly through the air with the greatest of ease. Jam on, cool breeze.
Tonight from the Superdome in New Orleans, the Knicks face the New Orleans Jazz. Good evening, everyone. I'm Andy Musser along with Cal Ramsey here in the Superdome, and tonight the Knicks are facing the New Orleans Jazz, and of course that spells Pete Maravich. He had the biggest single game of anybody against the Knicks this year, 39 points. Who's going to stop him, Cal?
I don't know who's going to stop him, but I think Clyde might get the assignment. Maravich is playing great basketball, particularly here at home. But Walt Frazier's come along for New York in recent ball games. He's playing very strong defense, and he's scoring well. That should be the matchup to watch tonight. Frazier against Pete Maravich.
Well, I'll never forget when I was sitting at the Richelieu Hotel and they signed Pete. And I just know how much he was ecstatic about leaving Atlanta and coming here, even though he knew an expansion team was going to be it's going to be rough road to hoe. And when he moved here, you know, it was really worth it because he was really about to quit basketball when he played for Atlanta. He's about to just say this isn't worth it because of the whole system. I mean, everything around. He's being blamed for everything.
I guess one of the fun times that I can remember about being in New Orleans and playing in the Louisiana Superdome was once we were considered that our home court, we were asked to follow out the Dixieland Jazz Band and do the second line before every home game. And if you can imagine what 12 tall guys looked like running out behind a band of people dressed like the Mardi Gras every game, that was the New Orleans Jazz. The fans liked us. I think the town embraced us.
The team was immersed in our culture, and the fans just loved them. And of course, it caught on. It was the players were very approachable. The staff and management were approachable. It was just an incredible experience.
There's the Pistol. He has really had some outstanding games against the Knicks. One time last year, the Pistol pumped in 45 in a double overtime game last year. Otto Moore and Bob McAdoo to jump it up. Don Murphy to put the ball in the air, and we are underway as Frazier wins the tip. So the Knicks play it, and Frazier goes in underneath Maravich, pass it back between the legs of McAdoo, and picked up by McElroy and up to Maravich. Pistol down to McElroy, drives the baseline. A reach around is hung short. Tom McMillan gets the rebound. And Cal, you said he was in there to give the Knicks some extra power on the board.
Yes, Tommy's a very good offensive rebounder.
Here's Tommy Mack with the ball, giving it back to Monroe. Pearl starts down the middle, feeds to the baseline. A Tom McMillan jump shot is good, and the Knicks break on top 2-0.
You know that Tommy's a real good shooter once he gets himself set out there. He got a good pass from Monroe that time and a real good shooting position.
James McElroy in and out of the starting lineup for New Orleans this year. but back in since the injury to Freddie Boyd. He's going to have surgery on a right knee in just a couple of days. That shot would not fall for Moore. And here come the Knicks. Frazier on the dribble against McElroy, a fine defensive guard. McAdoo pitches back to Monroe and gets it back to Big Bob. Here's his shot over Otto Moore, and he is hit.
Well, Knicks did a lot of switching on defense in that game against Atlanta, and I'm sure it's that again this evening because they set a lot of picks out there for Pete Maravich.
McElroy fakes the stutter move. Here is a pass off to the baseline. That is good by the Pistol as he gets his first field goal and a foul on Tom McMillan.
Well, that time Pistol moving without the basketball. He comes along the baseline. Clyde gets caught behind the screen. You'll watch here. McMillan switches over to help out. McAdoo switches over to help out. And the foul is called. I didn't see who hit him, but they called the foul.
And the free throw was good. So that's a three-point play for Maravich. Here's Frazier's shot. It is no good. And Otto Moore gets the board.
The Knicks shooting cold right now. They're getting very good shots, but they're not falling for them.
Clyde almost gets a steal at midcourt. Here's a Maravich bomb, and it's good. Pistol Pete. And he's got 5 points already, and New Orleans now by 3 at 7-4. 7 straight points for New Orleans, and a foul on Bob McAdoo as the Knicks give it up.
McAdoo called for moving when he set a pick along the baseline. That's 2 personal fouls on him already.
McElroy studies a drive and moves on it. His reach around is good. And 9 straight points have been scored by New Orleans. It's a 9-4 New Orleans lead, and Red Holzman will take a timeout. With 8:41 left in the first quarter, the score now, the Jazz 9 and the Knicks 4.
At the Superdome, the game was such an event. It was a social, a cultural, and an athletic endeavor.
It wasn't unusual to have 20, 25,000 people there, particularly the courtside fans. Working with Hot Rod, we were within 10 feet of the fans.
And it got very interesting there. I mean, you know, you got 30, 40,000 people yelling, screaming.
They let the coach know, they let the team know, they let the opposing teams know what they thought about them. And it was probably some of the best fans that you could ever have.
And that place with the Jazz sounded like the place where the Saints does. I mean, it was that noisy. It got rocking, and everybody used to stomp on the metal braces they had. And it was, I mean, it was great.
The Jazz found a home in a cavernous building that wasn't built for basketball, but it fit so well, especially with all the promotions. And, you know, the memories of that are the $1 tickets and the big crowds and the flood and the rowboat, or the pirogue, excuse me. Yeah, it wouldn't be a rowboat in New Orleans. A pirogue to get Pete to the game.
Knicks scored the first 4 points in the ball game. The Jazz comes roaring back with 9, so it's 9-4.
The Knicks have had good shots on offense, but they haven't fallen for them, and they're not getting any offensive rebounds after they missed those shots.
Hey, speaking of swings, when these two teams met at the Garden on Tuesday night, there was a 38-point swing at that game. So that was really remarkable. The Knicks were down by 12, came back to lead by 26, and they won it by 17. Moving into the baseline is Frazier. He's got a switch, and he's on Griffin. Pistol picks him up as he moves to the middle. Back off to Tom McMillan for the jumper. With 2 seconds on the timer, they beat the clock. Second basket for Tom McMillan, who got a start tonight. The Jazz leads it 9-6.
And Tommy's matched up against the rookie. Griffin has done a good job rebounding.
That's a charge on Pistol Pete. First foul on Maravich. Here's Stallworth moving in for a jump shot. It is short of the mark. Frazier for the rebound. Jimmy McMillan had gotten out quickly. Let's see if Clyde goes to him. Here's a Frazier jump shot. It is off the back iron, no good. Maravich rebound. The Pistol, who is about set to negotiate a new contract with New Orleans, hits and scores. 7 points for Pistol.
And he's in pretty good negotiating position, too, leading the league in scoring right now.
Well, that's right, and of course the injury to Gail Goodrich, which has disabled him for the year, and at Gail's age, they don't know whether he's going to be able to come back or not. Tommy Mack short. Bob McAdoo around and no good. Tom McMillan misses a follow and Stallworth rebound. Knicks with 3 shots that almost fell, and in the final analysis, none did. New Orleans leads at 13-10. We're in the opening quarter. After the game, the Knicks have a charter flight back to New York. Here's a Maravich shot in the lane. It's good.
Well, the Knicks are having a tough time defending against Pistol Pete right now.
McAdoo to the hoop, and he hangs it short. Otto Moore rebounds it out to Maravich. Pistol moving up the center, going with a jump shot. No, but a foul Monroe, and the Pearl does not believe it.
Well, the Jazz running with every opportunity now. They're controlling their defensive boards. The Knicks aren't getting any offensive rebounds, and the Jazz coming up running every time, and Pistol likes to handle the ball in the fast break.
Maravich, an 83% free throw shooter, going to the line for the second time. He is 1 for 1. That's the first foul on Monroe. Red Holzman is screaming at Don Murphy.
He says that Maravich jumped right into the defending ball player, Earl Monroe. The call didn't go that way.
Just over 4 minutes remaining in the opening quarter from the Superdome in New Orleans. Down to McAdoo, low post. He takes the baseline on Moore. It's good, and a foul on Otto Moore. A possible three-point play coming up.
That's a strong move by Bob McAdoo, going baseline that time. He had almost no room at all, using his quickness here, coming underneath and gets the layup, and he'll shoot one, and he completes that for a three-point play.
Right, he makes the foul, and so McAdoo with 5 points, and the Jazz in the penalty now, so he would have had an extra try had he not made it. It's 17-14, New Orleans on top. 3:50 left in quarter number 1. Pete Maravich. Maravich in his 7th year from LSU.
Boy, he is an offensive machine.
13 points in the quarter already. 13 of 19 for New Orleans. McAdoo. 7 for Big Bob. Jazz on top by just 2, 19-17.
Another last play by Maravich. Tom McMillan came over to help Butch Beard out, and they were both all over him, and he still got that shot in.
A drive by Williams, pitch it off. Here's a jumper at the baseline. Good by Otto Moore. He didn't score very much. Otto averaging just 6.2 a ball game, and he was picked up by the Jazz as a free agent. McAdoo, a jump shot from the right lane is good. And McAdoo now has 9 points to lead the Knicks.
You might see McAdoo switching off a lot on defense because Otto is not a real offensive threat, but if you give him a short jump shot, he'll make it. But McAdoo can gamble against him and help his teammates out.
E.C. Coleman to the middle, and Maravich, he's double-teamed and can't shoot. Gets it back to E.C. He's not really a scorer. E.C. is basically a defensive forward, so the pistol lets it fly, and he hits. No shot is too long for Maravich.
Well, it's going to be an offensive show here. It's shaping up now. Pistol Pete and Bob McAdoo.
Now we've got 2 minutes left in the opening quarter. McAdoo in the lane gets the shot away. It is banked up and in by Big Bob, and he's got 11.
It's turning into an offensive show by both ball clubs right now. Nobody's missing.
Earlier this year, we had a shootout between Maravich and Monroe in a game at the Garden. First time the Jazz was in. Oh, there's a foul on Beard. Pistol Pete really played Butch like a fiddle that time.
He was moving very well to get his shot off that time.
And we've got a timeout at the Superdome with 1:43 left in the first quarter. The score, the Jazz 25 and the Knicks 23.
The Municipal Auditorium. You know, the people hanging over the rafters, and Bill Walton coming to town and being called Stinky, and the Jazz, you know, winning their first game against the Portland Trail Blazers when I think it was Walton's rookie season, if I'm not mistaken. He with the shaggy hair, the beard, and, you know, the Grateful Dead attitude that he had. Those days in that dark, dank arena are, you know, just so different than what the NBA game is now.
Playing in the old Municipal Auditorium, and you would have to have been there at that time to appreciate some of these things, but we didn't have any dressing facilities, and in the hallway around the arena, the people had set up iron rods and put these drapes up there. And I'd be in there at halftime. We'd be down by about 15 or 20 at half with this expansion team. And these wonderful New Orleanians who had been drinking that Dixie beer for a half would stick their head between the curtains and say, "You bum, you," You guys couldn't play dead. The New Orleans people are wonderful.
Pete Maravich headed for the foul line as we come back to play. Pistol was fouled by Butch Beard. We've got 1:43 left in the quarter. Would you believe his 16th point of this period? Well, that's really something. 17 of 27 for Pistol Pete. It's 27-23 New Orleans.
And he's shooting them from all over the floor.
Beard passing down to Jim McMillan. A well-run play to Monroe, but he is in the lane for 3 seconds. Pretty good defense by Aaron James in the lane. Aaron James kept Monroe out of shooting position. That's New York's 6th turnover.
Earl is upset. He's very close to a technical foul.
Maravich is getting a rest now, and you see Mo Howard, number 14 in the game for the first time. Mo was a draft choice of the Cavaliers this year out of Maryland. Picked up here recently as a free agent. And Mo Howard hits a basket. It's the Jazz widest edge of the game, an 8-point margin, 31-23. 10 seconds left in the quarter. It is good, and a foul on McElroy, and nothing like the old three-point play. McElroy, his second personal. Now Phil Jackson gets up off the bench to check in for the Knicks tonight. Earl, a good free throw shooter, and that's it. Now let's see, there's Jackson pressuring the inbound by Coleman. He gets it into Nate Williams. Nate comes up front to Howard. Howard drives off, and a block by McAdoo. Another block! Fine defense by Bob McAdoo.
Well, he made 2 super plays that time.
And that's the end of the first quarter with the score. New Orleans 31, the Knicks 26.
The autopsy that was done by the Los Angeles County coroner showed an amazing revelation that Pete had a congenital heart defect, and that what occurred in a Pasadena gymnasium at 40 years of age for Pete was really destined at birth, and that most people who have this disorder don't live past 20 years of age.
I was with Pete in New York. We were playing the Knicks up there. And, of course, he always had, the Knicks loved him up there. New York was just his town. And we were walking from the hotel, walking down the street, and I said, there's a taxi stop there, and a lady was getting into it, and I said, Pete, that's Nanette Fabre. And so he walked up to the window, and he looked down, and the lady said, aren't you Pete Maravich? I thought that was just symbolic of Pete, that everybody knew him, Nat Fabre. Who the hell? I bet she never seen a basketball game.
The Superdome, as big as it was still a quiet place, comparatively. Certainly the crowds went wild. But as the game was being contested, there was no hip-hop, there were no lights flashing. And what I miss about that, that sort of spans this time, is hearing the sneakers on the floor. You could hear the guys making their cuts and, you know, stopping, and that was basketball music.
Maravich is back in the game now, and Tiki Burton and Bill Bradley are playing for the Knicks, as is Lonnie Shelton. Lonnie blocked that one nicely. Another try, and Williams scores. Nate Williams. Here comes Butch. Beat it off to Lonnie Shelton, and he lays it. Nice move by Lonnie.
Well, he's cooled off a little bit now. Maravich, he's missed 3 shots in a row after he's really shooting well in that first quarter.
It's 35-28. The Pistol had that one pop out. A head fake and a foul. Lonnie Shelton draws his first personal of the night. And Maravich to the foul line. That was his 18th point. Nobody in this ball game has missed a free throw yet. Both sides perfect at the foul line. Now it's 37-28 New Orleans. Bradley on the floor, pass to McAdoo. Goes down to the baseline, shoots over top E.C. Coleman, but it's no good. And Maravich takes the rebound away from Lonnie Shelton, up to Coleman. Score it! And the Jazz jump up by 11, 39-28. Brett Holzman calls a timeout. With 9:35 left in the second quarter, the score, New Orleans 39, the Knicks 28.
he could handle the basketball and loved to do it. And the only thing that I ask the other players, when you're running down the court, you keep your eye on him and keep your hands above your waist, because you're liable to get the basketball at any time. And he loved to trick somebody.
I mean, he had Butch Beard guard him, Walt Frazier guard him, and Earl Monroe. I think he took all three of them on that day.
I remember games like Pete where he was chastised in the newspaper for shooting too much, and so I believe it was against Seattle, he goes down for 3 quarters, does not take a shot, has 15 assists, I believe. Then in the 4th quarter decided to shoot and scored 15 or 16 points. And I think that's what most people are going to remember about the New Orleans Jazz is Pete Maravich.
Maravich. Boy, he's got all kinds of moves. What move doesn't this guy have, Cal?
Well, he can do it all. I don't know how you stop a guy like that. You'll have to have help, and right now the Knicks aren't able to do anything with it.
21 points for the Pistol right now and a 41-28 lead. A whistle before the shot by Tiki Burton. 3 seconds. That basket does not count. Well, the turnovers are mounting, and the Knicks have committed 9-5 for the Jazz. Frazier makes the bounce pass to Tiki Burton. The ball was knocked away by Howard. Here comes Mo. Score it. And look at the happy Mo Howard. And an inbound steal for the Jazz. Everything is going wrong. Pistol fires. Oh, come on, come on. That's ridiculous. It's 47-28. Tiki Burton flies, and it's no good. We've got a loose ball foul.
Well, nothing is going right for the Knicks now.
Williams feeding off the drive. Here's Maravich. They got it to the guy they want. Pistol in and out of the lane. Here's a good. A 21-point lead, 49-28. Lonnie Shelton gets a basket, and that's only the second basket for the Knicks in the quarter as you watch Dean Meminger get ready to come into the game.
Well, the Knicks are having 2 big problems right now. One is turnovers on the offense, and the second is not able to contain the Jazz at all when they're on defense.
Well, that basket counted, and Walt Frazier draws the foul. Lonnie Shelton has scored all points for the Knicks in the quarter as you watch Dean Meminger come to work. Otto Moore is not a good free throw shooter, 67%. Rebound, Phil Jackson, nearly stolen by Howard. 51-30. Knicks will get it back, but Howard's playing some defense.
Well, he certainly is hustling back, coming in behind Earl Monroe and knocking the ball away.
New Orleans has outscored the Knicks 20-4 in the quarter. A loose ball foul is called on Maravich. Pistol called on his 3rd personal foul. That could be a factor. It's pretty early to have 3. 7:03 left in the second quarter. The Knicks have turned it over 6 times in the period, and New Orleans picks it right off again.
The Knicks just not moving that ball well on the offensive end. The Jazz playing real good defense, but because the Knicks are not sharp on offense at all.
Well, last night, the Knicks had their lowest quarter of the year, 12 points. Right now in this quarter, halfway through it, they've scored just 4. 6:20 left in the quarter. Looks like somebody ought to put a handle on that ball right now. McAdoo shoots. Good. And inside, contact between Phil Jackson and Otto Moore, and they both went down to the floor. 13 points for McAdoo.
Now the Knicks have given Dean Meminger the chance for trying to contain Pete Maravich. Nobody else has been able to do anything with him so far.
Well, what do you say? 27 points for Maravich, and we're 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes from halftime. He's an incredible performer. Earl twists into the lane, but he traveled. It doesn't count.
Well, Pistol can shoot, but he works to get his shots off. You watch him using a screen here, working against Dean Meminger. Now he comes off the screen by Nate Williams and Otto Moore. 2 guys boxing out right there, and their Pistol goes up for a shot.
Another steal. Oh, the turnovers are killing the Knicks. Kelly. And a 23-point lead. 55-32. Timeout for the New York Knicks. And with 5:04 left in the second quarter, the score, the Jazz 55 and the Knicks 32.
It was just a big party over there. As I say, I've went 41 games every year. That's they only play 41 games at home, and so my whole family. Of course, I had the son that was the ball boy for there for so long time, and have all these people that want to sit where I was sitting, and I was a big celebrity. I liked it.
You have a feeling about a person, but they had the feeling about this team, same as you do a person. I mean, all those guys, Truck, Rich, Gail Goodrich, my brother, they loved all those guys. There was nobody they never disliked. I don't think they ever booed anybody.
And it's now going with two small forwards in an effort to get some better offensive play in the ball game.
Knicks need some points. They've scored just 6 in the quarter. Bill Bradley with the ball, passing across to Monroe. The Pearl on a drive. Maravich has him blocked off to Jim McMillan for a jumper. It's no good, and a rebound Griffin. Here's a halftime NBA score. Golden State 52 and Buffalo 50. The Warriors have lost 3 in a row, and the Braves have won 4 straight. Joe Mulaney doing a fine job in Buffalo. Maravich with a hook shot. Incredible, absolutely incredible. 29 points.
Well, he is doing it all now, showing his hook shot on Dean Lemerson.
No good. Rebound Coleman. No second tries for the Knicks right now. We've got 3.5 minutes left in this quarter, and it's been a nightmare. Last night it was the third quarter that was so bad. Bo Howard puts one in. Nobody is missing at that end of the floor. 61-32. They have almost doubled the Knicks' output.
This is an incredible offensive show of the New Orleans Jazz. They can do no wrong.
You saw Butch Beard getting ready to come in. And an offensive foul. And I tell you, this is really unusual to see just everything go wrong. This is not the largest deficit the Knicks have faced this year. Back on January 11th in the third quarter at Portland, they were down by 34. But it's approaching that as Maravich guns one up, and it's 63-32. A steal. And it's taken by Neminger. Right now, Pete Maravich has 1 less point than the Knicks as a team.
Right now, the Knicks cannot do anything right on either end of the floor.
Neminger against Howard. And the Jazz keep it. No, it's stolen away by Beard. Up front to Jimmy McMillan. He drives. Off the glass, no good. Coleman rebounds. That was fine defense by Maravich. Williams on a move, and he traveled. Yes, he did. 2:17 left in the quarter. And the Knicks are calling a timeout. Well, what do you think, Cal? New Orleans had 31 points at the end of the opening quarter. Now they've got 63. The Knicks had 26, and now they've got 32.
Well, what do I think? The Jazz are playing a great basketball game, no doubt about it. They're doing everything right, and the Knicks are doing everything wrong right now. The Jazz getting good shots inside. They're getting the second shot. They're running the ball because the Knicks are not shooting well. The Jazz are controlling their defensive boards, coming out very quickly.
And they have been outscored in the period 32-6. It is really one of the most unusual periods of NBA pro basketball that I've ever seen. Here comes Tiki Burden. Tiki goes inside, puts it up good, and we've got a foul. Bill Jackson in for the Knicks. Tiki Burden hits the first free throw. Tiki hitting at 56%, and his only free throw, I should say, and Jackson gets that ball. McAdoo.
Well, the full court press worked for New York that time. They made the steal, and McAdoo had the jump at the top of the key.
Knicks now with 11 points in the quarter. Make it 12 points in the quarter. Tiki Burden comes back and scores again. And the Knicks putting a little dent in that margin right now. 65-43. Jazz breaks the pressure this time. Howard feeding off to Williams. He blows a layup. McAdoo a rebound. 7 seconds in the quarter. 5 seconds. Ticky Burden to the basket. No good. And the rebound by Howard. And that will do it in the quarter. And that's the end of the first half. With the score, the Jazz 65 and the Knicks 43.
Pete had a problem with the circulation to his heart, as well as having an enlarged heart. And these two problems, he said, almost certainly caused an arrhythmia, or an abnormal rhythm of the heart, that interfered with the pumping, the contracting function of the heart. He went into a cardiac arrest, and then, of course, he lost consciousness. And even though we started CPR within 15 seconds of him stopping breathing, because I was bent over him at that moment, we could not start his heart beating again.
And here is the hugeness of this Superdome, and this basketball court almost seems like it's lost in it. They just kind of side it up to one side, put in those extra stands, and away we go. But this is a huge edifice here in New Orleans. This is not your average arena. 65-43 as we start the third quarter. New Orleans on top. Here's the pistol, and he has been hot. McElroy, stalwart, a little bit long, and McAdoo gets the rebound. And let's see if the Knicks can score first here in the third quarter. Ticky Burden to McAdoo. Mac baits a pop shot, moves in tighter. It is good, and a foul on Otto Moore.
McAdoo making a good move. He had a jump shot, but he put the move that time on the big fellow, Otto Moore.
Right, he adds the free throw, and so it's 65-46. Maravich bailed it back as he came across midcourt in the air. Here's the shot by Pistol. He's good.
I don't know how you stop him. He is too much.
Cal, I don't know about you, but I'm running out of things to say about Maravich.
McAdoo's not doing a bad job in New York. He's shooting that ball very well, too.
He has outscored the Pistol in the quarter, 7-4. Butch Beard on a foul. I tell you why Butch is upset. He got nothing but ball, but he knocked the ball into Maravich's head. That's the old head foul, Cal. The Pistol with a 37-point output.
Well, the story of this ball game is Pistol Pete Maravich. He is really doing it all. The Knicks trying to really give Butch Beard some help now defensively against Pistol, but nothing seems to work.
39 points for Maravich, and that matches his high against the Knicks. That matches the high for any single player in the NBA against New York this year. Beard misses, offensive rebound Jackson. Back to Butch. McAdoo and a whistle, 3 seconds on the Knicks.
I tell you, if there's such a thing as the law of averages, Pistol will have to cool off pretty soon because he has not missed too many shots this season.
I think he defies that law and a few others sometimes. Otto Moore gets fed in the post, back to the Pistol, goes on a drive right to the basket. It is good, and he's fouled, and he has hit for the highest number of points of any player against the Knicks this year. He's got 41.
And he made another great offensive move, that time going to his left, going around Tom McMillan, and Tom pushing him as he goes up for a shot.
Maravich at the foul line adds the point. Now it is 80-58 New Orleans, and the Pistol with 42. He is 10 for 10 at the foul line. He is now 9 points away from his career high. E.C. Coleman gets called on the foul for New Orleans. And New Orleans is taking this time out. With 6:54 left in the third quarter, the score, the Jazz 80, the Knicks 58.
I think we had players that complement each other, and I think we had players that got along well off the floor. Like I said earlier, we was a close-knit, we was like a family. But the year that we had Truck, and like we had a Truck Robinson and E.C. Coleman. Really, when we played with E.C. at small forward, we had myself, Bud Stallworth, and Nate Williams. So E.C. was a great defensive player. We were the offensive players, so E.C. didn't have to worry about scoring because we'll take up the scoring load and he'll stop the other tough forward. But I tell you that I think you can't be successful if you don't get along off the floor. It's just like I tell this story all the time. Bud Stallworth and I stayed in the same apartment complex. We played the same position, and we would ride to practice together in the same car. One day I drive, one day he drive. But we work hard against each other, Both of us was trying to make the team. We'd have to scrimmage against each other. But after practice, it was over. We get back in the car, we go home, have lunch. And that's the type of relationships that we had on the team.
It was such a special time in New Orleans. And I really do think that the Jazz captured New Orleans and had a piece of its heart, certainly unlike the Hornets do now. And I didn't think that pro basketball could take away from the Saints, but I guess the Jazz shared a spot with the Saints.
All right, here's Maravich. What a ball game he's playing. 42 points for the Pistol right now. Frazier knocks the ball free. Clive trying to dog Pistol feed. Off it comes to McElroy. A jump shot for him. No good. McAdoo rebounding. Now we've reached the halfway point of the quarter, and it's 82-58 New Orleans. The Pearl throws up an off-balance shot. No good. Shelton fighting for the rebound. It comes to Stallworth. And he decides not to force the fast break and to go ahead and wait. Maravich still working for shots, and he gets the shot. Oh, what an incredible shot. A foul will be called on McAdoo, and he almost got the field goal.
Yeah, he can do no wrong tonight. Earl was on him. He put a good move on Monroe to get him off balance. McAdoo came over to help out. You'll watch on the replay now. As he puts the fake on Earl, Earl goes past. McAdoo comes to help out. He gets them both up in the air, and he gets the contact there as he goes up for a shot.
Pistol has missed his first free throw. He is now 11 of 12 at the line. And you'd have to say, unless he sits down for a large stretch of this ball game, if he keeps playing, he's going to set a new career high tonight, because he's within 8 points of it right now. 10 seconds on the timer. Lonnie Shelton shoots, no good. Rebound, E.C. Coleman. It's 83-58 New Orleans with 5.5 left in the third quarter. Pistol fires, he's short. He's running out of energy, I think.
He might be a little tired now.
Wouldn't be surprised. Frazier lets one loose. Good by Clyde. 4:45 remaining in the quarter. The Knicks will be facing a stretch of 3 straight games at home, which they will enjoy. Maravich misses again, and a loose ball foul on Maravich. The Pistol draws his 4th personal foul.
Well, the big story here is the Pistol. Apparently, he's kind of cooled off now. He's missed several shots from the outside, but he's had a fantastic offensive night so far.
New Orleans in the penalty with 4:37 left in the quarter. Been a tough night for the Knicks.
And no doubt you'll see New York going to a full-court press with Phil Jackson in the ball game. They were pretty successful in the first half with this.
10 points for Shelton. Here's Maravich dribbling through that press. He's going to go in and drive, shoot on the run. It's good, and he was fouled. And Pistol ran right over top. A cameraman perched at courtside. Boy, he looks like he wants that new career high tonight.
Well, it's awfully tough to press a man with his dribbling ability. You'll watch him here beating Lonnie Shelton. Monroe coming over, and he just goes right around Earl here. Earl bumps him as he goes up for a shot. He makes a 3-point play out of it.
That's right. He hits the foul. That's his 46th point. Monroe, no good. Rebound the Pistol.
But they're going to have to score a little better than that. Take advantage of these opportunities on the missed shots.
Maravich still working for shots. Here goes the Pistol. Double team. Score it. Maravich now with 48 points. Can you imagine, when you talk about all the things we've said about this guy tonight, there was a player in the NBA who averaged 50 points a ball game.
And that was the big fella, Wilt Chamberlain.
I mean, he didn't do it once in a while. He went through a year averaging 50 points a ball game. That's a record that I don't think will ever be broken.
I doubt it.
A minute and a half left in the third quarter. Lonnie pokes the ball away from E.C. Coleman. Number 14, Mo Howard coming back for New Orleans. Number 14, number 24, Bill Bradley inserted into the Knick lineup, replacing Bob McAdoo. Pistol Pete Maravich getting a rest right now, and listen to the hand he gets from this New Orleans crowd. Sits down with 48 points. New Orleans turns it over. And Butch Beard lays it up on a pass from Monroe.
I tell you, Pistol has to be in great position to renegotiate his contract now after a game like this. You watch Maravich here making a move against Butch Beard. Comes between his legs, then he gets a little screen there. Comes around, McAdoo comes to help, Earl comes to help, but to no avail.
So it's 94-75. New Orleans on top. 48 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Lonnie Shelton floating it down to Jackson. And Monroe is fouled as he moves into the lane. Mo Howard called on the foul. Second foul on Howard. Both clubs are in the penalty. .94-77. Again, the press put on by the Knicks. They need a tip by Jackson, and the Knicks steal it. Here's a jumper for the Pearl. No good. Bradley tips it back to the Pearl again. Monroe to Bill at the baseline. Back to Monroe. A jump shot. No good. And a rebound, Otto Moore. The Knicks really wanted that basket because the pressure defense got them the chance.
That's true. They worked hard on defense to get that ball back, and Earl had a couple of shots, but it just wouldn't fall for him.
12 seconds remaining in the third quarter from the Superdome in New Orleans. Here's Mo Howard into the lane to Otto Moore. His shot. A buzzer beater by Otto Moore. And that's the end of the third quarter with the score, the Jazz 96 and the Knicks 77.
Instead of having two normal artery systems that supply blood to the heart, he had a single coronary artery. And the right side artery had to supply all the blood that the heart needed instead of it coming from two sides. And that's the essence of why we lost him.
Everybody loved to watch us play. And Pete just instilled it with the rest of them because you got a fast break, you don't know where the ball's coming from. And, you know, he hit them in the head, hit them in the back, he hit them all over the place. But they learned to play, and it was good. It was good. That was what you went to see.
Pete used to throw a pass that I've never seen thrown in the league. He could throw a ball, palm it, put his hand on top of the ball, and throw it the length of the court with reverse English on a fast break, and have the ball bounce up underneath the basket to a streaking player and land right in the guy's hands for a layup. I've never seen anyone in the game today. That doesn't mean they're not there or they don't have the talent to do it. I've seen overhand baseball passes, volleyball passes, blue darters, so to speak. But Peter had this ability to take his hand and flip it up like that, put reverse English on the ball, and have it wait for the player to get to the goal. It's never been done. Nobody's ever seen it.
He had revolutionized the game for a white player to come and start going through his legs during the game. I mean, anybody could go back and forth between their knees and behind their back, but Pete did it in the game, and Pete did it well.
The Knicks will start this quarter with Monroe and Beard playing backcourt. McAdoo at center, Shelton and Bradley at forward. Here's Beard moving it into the forecourt. Pete Maravich is back into the game for New Orleans, and he has scored 48. Beard's shot is no good. Bradley offensive rebound. The follow shot is overshot, and an over-the-top foul on Lonnie Shelton.
Well, Lonnie hustling on the offensive board, trying to get that ball back for New York, as Bill Bradley's shot was deflected as he went up, and Lonnie picked up his fourth personal foul.
Maravich with a whole quarter to work on his career high is only 3 points away from it. It's 96-81. Knicks have cut the margin in half. The Jazz once led it by 33. Well, there's Maravich hitting his 50th point. One away from a career high. His career high coming into the year was 50, but we had that 51-point game in December. Loose ball foul. Bob McAdoo called.
Both New York's big men are in foul trouble now. McAdoo has 4 personal fouls, and Lonnie Shelton has 4, as well as Pistol Pete Maravich.
8 seconds on the timer. Beard feeds it across to Tom McMillan, drops the ball, and the Jazz picks it up, and that resets the timer. The Knicks with their 23rd turnover, Cal.
They had a good opportunity now. They sliced that lead down to 15. They could have got to 13 on that play, but Bush didn't get that shot up in the air.
A jumper by the pistol, a career high for Maravich. 52 points. Maravich with a new career mark. And he does it with 9 minutes left in the ball game. It's 100-83, New Orleans on top. And you folks watching on television tonight are seeing the best offensive game in Maravich's history. He's played professional ball for 7 years. 10 points for Tom McMillan. Again, it's only a 15-point margin, 100-85.
Well, Nick has tried everything and everybody on the pistol, and nobody's worked out too well.
He's still shooting. 54 and still counting. I'm going to run out of room on the score sheet here in a minute. Monroe, short, air ball, and out of bounds. In the third quarter, the Knicks shot 41%, and the Jazz shot 44%. Here's Walt Frazier coming back, so is Sticky Burton. Monroe and Beard are coming out. Mo Howard and Maravich remain on the New Orleans back line. High post to Otto Moore. He's played a surprisingly good game, and he's played a lot more time tonight than Kelly. That's an offensive foul.
Well, Nate made a move to get around Bill Bradley, but as he did and got his shot off, he crashed into Tom McMillan.
Nate Williams is called on the personal foul as second. 8 minutes remaining. New Orleans by 17 points. Knicks need a streak.
A long streak.
Yeah. Tom McMillan. Well, he gets it started. It's back to 15. Tommy Mack with 12 points tonight. 102-87. The pistol firing for 56. He's got it. 56 points.
Well, he's incredible. He had a cold streak for a while where he missed about 3 or 4 shots. Now he can't miss anything.
7.5 minutes remaining. McAdoo drives on Griffin. Puts it up with a lot of spin, but it won't go, and Griffin has a rebound. Here's the guy that had 25 rebounds against Milwaukee on this floor Wednesday night. The fans cheering for Pete. Here goes the pistol. He'll let it fly. This one is off target, but he's been fouled.
He can do no wrong for the Jazz this evening.
So he can pick up a couple here. That would give him 58. He makes them both, so the pistol at 58 and the Jazz on top 106-87. 7 minutes left in this ball game. Knicks back home against the Pacers tomorrow night. Here's traveling. The Jazz are taking a timeout, and this crowd will roar. With 6:59 left in the fourth quarter to score, New Orleans 106 and the Knicks 87.
It was magical, hard to describe. In fact, to this day, I try to relate the electricity associated with seeing Maravich light up the court, so to speak, light up the audience, light up the players. Just an incredible talent. And it was showtime. When Peter was on, it was showtime. There was nothing like it that I've ever seen in my lifetime.
The one Jazz memory that I have over any other was the pass. Between the legs against Buffalo, I'm reasonably sure that sort of was the beginning of the end of the Jazz in New Orleans. Jazz was headed to the playoffs, up by 30-some-odd points. Pete's in the game in the fourth quarter, and it's showtime. And showtime turned into a tragedy. It was one of the greatest passes I've ever seen. Three-quarter court, between the legs, bounce pass to either Aaron or Truck. My memory dims there. You know, hitting the guy right in the hands, and then him crumpling to the floor. And you had this premonition that it wasn't good.
He was a magician, but he grew up that way. You know, it's legendary about how he would go to school, and when he was in elementary school, junior high school, dribbling the ball behind his back, through his legs. And these were things that very few people were doing at that time.
I mean, that was one of those nights I wish they had the three-point play. It would have been really something if they had the three-point play.
Pete Maravich has all of the points New Orleans has scored this quarter. He's had 50 or more points twice this year. The Jazz won both times. He's had 40 or more points 6 times. The Jazz won all 6. He has scored 30 points or better 26 times, and the team's record in those games is 18-8. So when Pistol does it, the Jazz do it. Here they go, and he gets a layup to hit 60. You're watching basketball history for Pete Maravich tonight, 60 big ones. And this is the highest single game for any player in the NBA this year. Tom McMillan short, and the rebound taken down by Otto Moore.
Pistol is great with the basketball, but he's also very good without the ball. You watch him give the ball up here, bump Dean off on that pick there. McMillan did not switch, and that's the result. Pistol's in for a layup.
Here's another jump shot by Maravich, no good. Rebound, Otto Moore. Get it back to Mo Howard. He hits. Previous high game by any NBA player this year was 51. It happened twice, both by Maravich and also by Phil Smith of Golden State. Halfway through this final quarter, and Maravich is tripped, and he comes up holding his ankle. And wouldn't it be something if this fine player got hurt in a game where he had come up with a performance like this, but he got tangled up, and it looked like it was with Meminger, didn't it?
Nope, I think it was Chicky Burton came behind and reached in for the ball. Yeah, it's Chicky reaching in for the ball. He gets his foot, he twists his ankle a little bit coming down. I don't think it's too serious. I hope not anyhow.
And they're taking a look at him. Trainer Don Sparks is out there working on the pistol. And
you watch again, Chicky steps on his foot here, reaching in, trying to get the ball right there. And he turned his ankle a little bit, but he's not hurt. Not bad.
Might have suffered a floor burn sliding like that, too. Here he is at the free throw line. And he just keeps scoring them. That's 61 points. He misses this one here. He's had a good night at the foul line, too. He's 14 of 16 from the free throw line. Dickey Burton has the ball knocked away. Lonnie Shelton tries to follow, can't do it. Otto Moore's pass out is blocked, but the Jazz recover it. Here's the pistol. Sees some daylight, goes in, lay it up. Good. No, a charge. A charging foul on Pistol, and that is his 5th personal foul.
Well, you watch Pistol here, he makes a move. Chicky Burton trying to make a steal on him here. Tom McMillan moving over in position. Tough call, could have gone either way, but it went against Maravich.
Rich Kelly is in for New Orleans, the ball knocked away.
Dean working hard on defense that time. He was fronting Pistol Pete, and that ball came in and went off of Dean's hands, they called. They're looking for him.
Aaron James inside. Look at that move! What a basket. He's got 63. He put the right spin on that ball.
He sure did.
Dickey Burton fires up and hits a Dickey with a long one. Dickey has contributed 7 points. It is 113-91. New Orleans on top. The crowd rooting for Pete every time he comes up the floor. Nick's trying to double team him now.
Dean has the task of trying to contain him, and that's a hard job today.
Here he uses a pick and scores again. And look at his teammates rooting for him. Look at Coleman. Coleman leaped into the air when he scored. 65 for the Pistol. Dickey Burton doing his Pistol Pete imitation. 115-93.
The Jazz are going to Pistol every time down the floor now.
They're trying to get picks for him now. They're no longer asking him to bring the ball up the floor. Here's a foul. Dean Meminger. And free throws coming for Maravich. Well, this is some night. We've got 2:48 left, and he does indeed have a chance to get into the 70s. Playing for the first time tonight, number 11, Ron Behagen, into the ball game. He replaces Coleman.
When Ron came in the game, he came in to congratulate Maravich on his great shooting performance this evening. Pistol is doing it good.
66 points. Loose ball foul on Behagen.
And the fans are yelling for Pete to get the ball.
Behagen, goaltending, scored for Behagen. Tom McMillan blocked it on the way down. 2:14 remaining. The Pistol with 66 right now. Here's a basket for him if he can convert. For Maravich, and a steal. Look at him fight for this ball. The Pistol's doing it all. A great ball game. Traveling. And the crowd is going wild here at the Superdome.
I wonder what kind of contract he's going to ask for after this ball game.
Well, he ought to call his agent in right away. Bonnie Shelton with a dramatic stuff shot. 122-97. Jazz on top. 1:45 to go, and it's just a question of how many the Pistol will score. Here he is with the basketball. He takes the shot. No good. He's forcing a little bit. There's no question about that, but he's making most of them anyway.
And he has to be tired right now.
Sure. Dickie Burden. Out to Pistol. Goes on a drive. He's out of the ball game. They called him with an offensive foul, and that will foul him out of the ball game with 1:18 to go. Listen to the hand he gets with 68 points. Total by a guard in the history of the National Basketball Association.
Well, you got to give it to him. He put on a performance this evening.
Only two men in the history of the NBA have ever scored more. Elgin Baylor and Wilt Chamberlain.
Well, you probably heard that. They announced only two players have ever scored more than Pete did tonight, Baylor and Chamberlain. The final score, 124-107. New Orleans wins it.
The reason we honor him is not because he was such a great basketball player. We honor his memory because after...
And Abdul-Jabbar, the three-point play. Who will be the first player to nail one down in the NBA? The Lakers did not even attempt one three-pointer during the exhibition season. 10 is Nixon. Now it's going to be Johnson's team, and Nixon will be the shooting guard. The team has changed dramatically since the arrival of McKinney. Abdul-Jabbar sent it through and sent him to the free throw line.
That's quite a move, and that's one thing they did not want to let Kareem do. That's let that ball come in low to him. You'll see Nader trying to hold him away. They do not want him to turn to the middle. Here he just saddles across, going right to left, off balance, reaches back with the right hand. Brent got the basket, and he's at the line.
And the three-point play, Hot Rod. So the Lakers move out in front. Bill Sarr and Jake O'Donnell are the officials for tonight's game. Nader misses, and Wilkes is off with the outlet to Nixon. Nixon in the middle, brings it down on the break and pulls up against Taylor. Witherspoon off to free. Here comes All World. Move inside, and as he got past Johnson, the foul is called by O'Donnell. Magic accepting it, but not willingly.
That's one of his problems he's going to have, Brent, early in his career as a pro. He's 6'8", playing a guard, and I think Lloyd Freese is too quick for him. It's a tough assignment.
Here's Nader, number 31. Johnson was sagging. Now he goes one-on-one with a nice left-handed shot that missed, and Abdul-Jabbar knocked away by Nader. Here's Taylor. Brian Taylor, Magic knocked it away. Loose ball, Lakers. Kareem gives to Nixon. Number 10, their quarterback of a year ago, and now he'll share that role with the newcomer. Here's Spencer Haywood, formerly of the Knicks and the Jazz. Also played a time, of course, Denver in the ABA, and was with Seattle. Counting on him to help Kareem rebound.
There you can see how Nader's trying to keep him from going to the middle. That's the way they want him to go. Make him go baseline for that shot.
Just as the 24-second shot clock expired, they got it off, and he turned the ball over, did Brian Taylor. So it'll go to the visitors from Los Angeles as the NBA season opens. Another rookie, a fellow by the name of Larry Bird, made his debut tonight with 12 points. As the Boston Celtics down Houston 114-106, we'll have all of the scores coming up for you. Magic with a screen from Kareem. Spoon is outlet to Free. Free gets inside of Johnson, just what you were talking about.
He's a great outside shooter, Brent, and ironically, he only took 2 jump shots from outside the three-point lane during the preseason. He says, I'm going to play my game in tight, take my shot around 18, 20 feet.
Kareem to the left hand, the second time he's gone to the offhand, and Magic Johnson missing one underneath. loose ball, tangle of bodies. Johnson comes free, and he travels. I would think that if we overlook the missed shot and also the traveling, the key point, if you are indeed a Laker fan, is how Magic Johnson got inside with that height that Hot Rod pointed out. He is the biggest starting guard in the NBA.
And he could go to the board, Brennan, and that was an offensive rebound he got there.
Taylor. Nixon's on the left. Kareem will come down. It'll be 5-on-5. Pass knocked away, and Spencer runs it down. Spencer negotiates behind the Abdul-Jabbar screen. Loose, free. Johnson is back. Lloyd will pull up on it.
That's his best fake. He looks at his teammate like he's going to pass it to him, and then just raise up and let it fly.
The Clippers 6, the Lakers 3 here in the early going in San Diego. And assistant coach Bobby Weiss, formerly of Chicago and several other teams, up over there on Gene Shue's bench, yelling instructions. Nixon on the spin, and there was a push-off offensive foul as he came around.
Hooked him with that left arm. She tried to whirl away. Good call by Jacob Donovan.
The crowd in San Diego enjoying the early going. They've got a 6-3 lead here in the first. San Diego 6, Los Angeles 3, just underway. Nick Witherspoon with control. Gives it up to Nader, who is out high. You can see the three-point line. That's 22 feet away from the middle of the backboard. Spoon had it knocked away by Kareem, and here's Nixon. 1-on-2. Norman loses the dribble. Jump pass inside. And Jamal could not hit the field goal. Quickly to Wicks. Spencer Haywood seals him up, and it goes back to Brian Taylor, who lobs into Nader. Jump hook on Kareem.
That's a soft touch. Beautifully done. That's the best way to get a shot over Kareem. A jump hook, softly arched it up and got it home. Nice play.
And the lead stretches to 8-3. The Clippers inside to Kareem, make it 8-5. No one going to stop that shot.
He's just trying to front him, Brent. He's got to have help in there. When he got in front of him, he lobbed it over his head, and Kareem was there easily for the layup.
Nixon dueling Taylor. Nader again out high. 3-play, the signal from Brian. Double screen on this side with Nader and Wicks. Now Freed forms. Spoon was looking for the shot. Free comes around. He's open, and Magic blocked it beautifully. Free came back, and the 24-second clock expired. And on the turnover, and credit the young man from Michigan State with a keen defensive play.
After he had been completely faked out of position on the first play, then he came right back and made the gem of a defensive block on the play from behind over the right shoulder.
Gene Shue watching his defense directly in front of it. And as Haywood came, another offensive foul is called. He was moving through the lane, and Spencer's assessed the person.
There again, the guards for San Diego smartly. That time it was Lloyd Free. He just dropped back in the lane, and Haywood ran right over him.
Wicks holds it high. Shot clock down to 10. Free coming around. He forced that shot. Johnson with him all the way. Here's Nixon. Magic's working the baseline, and Free reached in and fouled him.
Magic protected the ball well there. He knew that Free was coming from behind trying to hook the ball away, so he got it back quickly in front of his body, and Free gets the foul.
We've got a timeout in San Diego. And Hot Rod, you made the point that Lloyd Free was too quick for Magic. The other side of the coin, Magic's too big for Free at the other end. All finals as the NBA begins this season. Boston with Maxwell scoring 22 and Bird 12. For New Jersey, Rich Kelly had 24 and John Williamson 28. And for the victorious Philadelphia 76ers over Washington, the Doctor and Julius Erving turned in 27 points. Also, the Knicks in a losing effort against those tough Atlanta Hawks. Johnson with 19, Hawes with 20, Cartwright scored 22 for the Knicks. And also winning tonight, Detroit. Bob McAdoo had a big night. Kansas City with a 2-point victory over Milwaukee. And in the background, the Magic Man has just missed a free throw here tonight. Here he is again. hits one of two, so it's a 2-point San Diego lead right now. I mentioned McAdoo. He tossed in 23 for the Pistons tonight, who defeated the Indiana Pacers. Shot clock back down to 10, and San Diego's offense is not setting up close to the basket, is it?
They're constantly bringing Nader out high. They want to keep Kareem away from that basket.
With 3 seconds, Taylor releases. One shot. A heavy burden on Swin Nader tonight because, of course, Kermit Washington was awarded to Portland as part of the Walton compensation as the offensive foul is called against Jamal Wilkes. So in return for signing Walton, the Clippers must surrender Kevin Kunert and also Big Kermit, and they were 2 solid rebounders for Gene Shue. They give up 2 first-round draft choices, $350,000, and they traded Randy Smith to Cleveland for a top-round draft choice. So a significant change with San Diego, a team that played Los Angeles tough last year, but would appear to be very short-handed in the rebounding department tonight. Free.
Oh, world. That was set up. You got to go back to the defensive play that Nick Weatherspoon made as Jamal Wilkes tried to drive, but he cut him off and forced a charge.
Wilkes in behind, double team, comes up, and Nader hacked him. Swin Nader, who was born in Holland, played basketball at UCLA before turning professional.
He's planning to be back playing again with Bill Walton. No, they were teammates in college. He said, Bill will be a good backup for me down here.
Speaking of UCLA, there's another Bruin at the free throw line. Jamal Wilkes.
The Bruins all over this league.
All right, one shot.
Yes, sir. John Wooden turned out a few, didn't he?
Some of the greats. You could have a franchise of your own and probably win a couple of world championships with just UCLA players.
On the missed free throw, battle for the loose ball. Witherspoon. He played his college ball at Illinois.
There's a player that was almost out of the league, Brent. Nick Weatherspoon, and he's made it here, and he's going to stick.
Free dueling, going one-on-one. Nader out high. Shot clock down towards 7. Taylor gives it up to Spoon. And he'll spin out that time, but free with a heavy offensive rebound and a turnaround. That's 8 points for all world.
That's super play. That time Magic didn't block him off the board. You got to block those guards out too on that play.
Loose, out of bounds. It'll go to the Clippers.
Well, look again at the play a moment ago. Here's a shot. Now watch Lloyd Free. He's on the inside of Magic Johnson. Ball spins off. He's got it. Fakes, goes away from the basket, and then drops one in right off the glass. Perfect timing.
Sidney Wicks moves it to Free. They drop it to Nader Lowe. Puts a move on Kareem. Good one at that.
Great move. Look at Walton. He liked that place, and I showed him how to do that. Fake him to the right on the turn in, come back left, and dunked it down. There's 3 great UCLA centers all involved right there.
Abdul-Jabbar. Shot clock down to 7, and Spencer Haywood has it knocked away by Free. When he put it down, it's 2-on-1. Should be easy, but Taylor lost the dribble. And it's Nixon right back for the Lakers with that quickness. But it's not a good pass underneath. Let's watch Swin Nader's move again. Just what Hot Rod told you. The fake and then the turnaround.
He had Kareem thinking he was going to cross the lane with a hook shot all the way.
Brad Holland welcomes the Los Angeles Lakers. Swin Nader goes over to Gene Shue's bench. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first period. Lloyd Free was one of 4 players to score in double figures in every game last season. The others, Abdul-Jabbar, Marcus Johnson, and Paul Westphal. And you would have to believe that Free is a cinch tonight, as he has already scored 8 points. And Hot Rod, what are those people doing in tuxedos? Is this New Year's Eve in San Diego?
I guess it's just opening night. Maybe
it is a tradition, right? On opening night that group always wears tuxedos. Off the missed shot, Witherspoon goes to the outlet, and here he comes. Lloyd Free puts a move on Ron Boone, who's checked in. So the rookie Magic Johnson goes out. And Nixon now will work in the backcourt with number 24 Boone, who dishes inside to Spencer Haywood. Fouled as he put a move on the glass.
Haywood a little mad at himself on that play. He should have had a 3-point play, and he knows it. We'll take a look. Here's Haywood inside. He faked, went up. And as he put the shot up, really his right arm was not touched at all on the play. Should have had the basket. But he'll get 2 free throws.
So here is Spencer Haywood, who told me earlier today in the airport that he felt reborn. being traded to the Los Angeles Lakers.
He, Brent, is a player that they need if he can do the job this year and come back strong and have a 20-point season. Because Dantley, when he was with the Lakers, playing with Wilkes, too small. They needed a big forward, and they've got him now.
Speaking of big men, Jim Jones about to check in for the first time. The Lakers picking him up from Cleveland. Spoon shot is off, and Kareem to the rebound. And here's Nixon. Good lead pass to Wilkes.
One thing that San Diego wants to avoid. Gene Shue before the game said, we've got to stop the Lakers from running. That time they got an easy basket.
Taylor yo-yos. Pull up from the left baseline. And the Lakers beginning to completely dominate that defensive glass. But they still trail on that scoreboard by 4. Kareem waits for a cutter. That's part of Jack McKinney's new look. Has it taken away. The lob now to Free. Boone will come with him, and Free puts a move on and a chance for the three-pointer. Good play by Lloyd Free. He held up and drew the foul and then hit the layup.
All right, Ron Boone got the foul. Here's great defense. Watch him double up. They force Kareem baseline, knocked away. Lead pass. He'll protect the ball as he goes to the basket. Free lays it up softly, puts it down. The basket counts. He's fouled by Boone.
Lloyd Free and the gentleman in tuxedos off to my left exchanging greetings. He is a huge favorite here in San Diego.
I don't know, it just seems like it's out of place, Brent, a tuxedo at a basketball game.
And here's Abdul-Jabbar with the right-handed hook.
That's what you don't want to let him do. That time he turned in nicely.
17-12. Clippers lead it. 2 minutes and 54 seconds, period number 1. Witherspoon. Kareem had it knocked away, and he wanted the foul on Nader as Gene Shue looks on. He, of course, was the coach of the Philadelphia 76ers. And 3 years ago, when Bill Walton and Portland won the championship, they conquered. Shue, the Doctor, and all that gang in Philadelphia. That was a magnificent 6-game series, though, wasn't it? Kareem looking for an open man. Shot clock inside at 10. Boone draws the foul as he comes inside. Bill Sarr with the call.
That'll be Nader who'll get the foul to play. That's his 3rd foul.
As Boone comes to the line, maybe we can see the armband that Bill Sarr and Jake O'Donnell. Do you see the number 5 there? That is in memory of the late Mindy Rudolph, who died as a result of a heart attack. And all season long, the referees will wear those armbands in his memory. Mindy Rudolph was the referee's referee. You talk to anybody, and they'll point out that the number 1 official in this game was Mindy Rudolph. And, of course, I had the pleasure of broadcasting games with him for a year and a half on CBS, and there was never a more delightful fellow to be around than Mindy Rudolph. And what a marvelous honor the referees in the NBA are paying him. And you knew him very well, too, Rod.
Very well, Brent. In fact, he was refereeing my rookie year, go all the way back to 57-58 season. He was a great friend of all the players in the NBA.
Boone fouled Lloyd Free, who got beyond him. And we see that Gene Shue is going to bring Free out right now. And Freeman Williams will come in.
During the preseason play in 8 games, this kid averaged 23 a game. A great shooter. And he can pump it up. And when he is in that ball game, you can look for him to go just like Lloyd Free outside or drive.
And there he is, giving instant offense to the Clippers. He was a magnificent scorer at Portland State before coming into the NBA. He'll wear number 20, and he's going to go with Ron Boone. As Shue will try that matchup. And actually, that could be a very good matchup for Freeman. They have turned it over on the 3-second violation.
Here's Freeman Williams. Watch him drive right by Boone, go up, hang tight, and then lay it up and in. As a collegian, as you mentioned, a great scorer. In his college career, 4 times he went over 50 points in one game.
Taylor gives it up to Spoon. Jerome Whitehead is 33. He's out of Marquette. He's on the floor also for Shue. So Shue goes to the bench here late in the first period, and there's Jellybean Joe Bryant, formerly of the 76ers, and he'll give you a lot of enthusiasm.
Like the Lakers, they needed a big forward, and they got Joe Bryant from Philadelphia. He has a good year. This club could roll, providing Walton gets back healthy.
Jim Jones is 9 on the floor for the Lakers. And the Clippers are pressing them from corner to corner right now. Los Angeles trying to set up that offense. Kareem's shot is high. And the Clippers are playing with more enthusiasm. Taylor off quickly to Weatherspoon. Brian Taylor sees the floor. Knocked away, and here's Boone. Boone looks behind him. Freeman's quicker. And as he turned back, there was Taylor, but Wilkes on the cleanup. And Bryant almost was guilty of goaltending.
Ball slipped out of the hands of Boone on that shot. He would have had an easy layup. But Wilkes was right there. Perfect place to be for the rebound for the layup.
Foul underneath. Jake O'Donnell with the call. Ron Boone elbowing Freeman Williams. Spencer Haywood will now move in, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar will be given a break. So we'll see Jim Jones, number 9, and Spencer Haywood working together. And already Boone has picked up 3 quick fouls.
By that time he let Freeman Williams post him up down low. He gave him the position. You can't do that or you're going to get the foul every time.
Williams yanked down by Wilkes. Off to Nixon. Eyes the right side of the floor. Goes to Jones. Dishes Boone. Not there. Whitehead to the rebound.
Oh, he's big enough to go barrel hunt with a switch. That guy is big.
Taylor, as time runs down in the first period in San Diego.
They'll play for one shot now, Brent. 8 seconds left first quarter.
Two. Jump out of bounds, and that's the end of the first period. He should have gone through with the shot. The end of the first period was San Diego leading Los Angeles 23-16, and the NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. The preceding was provided by the National Basketball Association. In San Diego, I'm Brent Musburger with Hot Rod Huntley. That's our situation as we start the second period, and I do not want to cheat Larry Bird out of any points. I made a mistake earlier when I said Bird had scored 12, make it 14, along with 10 rebounds and 6 assists. And the man who's expected to duel him all the way for Rookie of the Year honors, Magic Johnson, back on the floor for the Lakers. Magic made some mistakes in the early going, but he's back out there right now, and he'll draw Freeman Williams this time.
They played a great defensive first quarter, that the San Diego club, holding the Lakers to 16, in particular on Jabbar.
Wicks is off with the shot. Don Ford has checked in. Bryant gave it up to Free. Free dumps it into Wicks. Wicks coming through the middle, and he is fouled by Johnson. There's the shooting, and you can see just how cold the Lakers were as a result of the good defense that Hot Rod pointed out, 31%.
And San Diego hitting 46%. Wicks up the line, made a good power move, ducked that right shoulder, turned to his left across the lane, and Magic reached down and grabbed him to get the foul.
What strikes you right away is the fact that San Diego is playing without Bill Walton, and yet they are extremely impressive. And there isn't a person alive who doesn't know how much Walton elevates a team when he's completely healthy. Spencer Haywood goes to Boone. The Lakers remain cold, but Whitehead was reaching over Ford and hold up. They signaled initially that it was going to go to the Clippers, and Free was applauding, but it was against Whitehead.
I think, Brent, that San Diego with this lead, you've got to give that credit to Swen Nader. Bill Walton said when he played in Portland that he didn't have capable backup people. Here, he's not worried about the San Diego club. While he's hurt, he knows Nader can do the job, and that's the big reason.
Jones on the turnaround. I wasn't so interested in Nader. I knew how good he was. I was much more concerned about what kind of rebounding they were going to get from the forwards, because Maurice Lucas helped out Walton. Here's Boone on a bounce pass trying to lead Johnson. And Magic is fouled as he goes into the nickel seats in San Diego.
Freeman Williams will get the foul. Here the ball just slipped out of the hand of Free, picked up by Boone, bounces it down court. Right there, contact made as Magic tried to get the ball coming from the left side.
Haywood holding high. Boone again. And he has not been bashful, nor has he been very successful. Jones missing. Wicks.
When you're cold like the Lakers have been, Brent, you don't want to keep popping from outside. That's the time to go down low with the ball.
They are not running Jack McKinney's offense. Freeman Williams for Williams. McKinney has installed a passing, cutting style attack off of the pivot. And the Lakers are facing the basket and shooting perimeter shots. That's not what McKinney wants. And Williams blocked by Haywood and the follow by Wicks.
That's a sensational block by Haywood on the defense for the Lakers. I don't know how he even got to that ball. He blocked it cleanly, but San Diego had 3 men in position for the rebound, and once again they score, and they're up 29-18.
Now it'll come through Jones because, of course, he has replaced Kareem in the pivot. Puts it on the floor and goes to the hook shot, which is fine, except what McKinney wants the pivots to do this year in Los Angeles is to find the open cutters and give up the ball, as Walton did with Portland. And it's obvious as you watch the Lakers that that style has not been completely adapted to as of yet. Here's Magic on the steal. So individual talent may get the Lakers back in this. He misses the shot. All White hitting the glass. Free on the save, and here's Bryant. And you've got to admire the hustling Clippers without Walton. They're doing it. Bryant has it bounced right to it. McKinney is extremely unhappy, and last year's coach, Jerry West, now in the front office, he isn't very pleased either.
He's a special consultant for this ball club. But now, Brand is retired from being a coach. San Diego leads 31-20.
He's a nice Irishman, Jack McKinney, but he's got a temper, and he's about to use some of it. We should have had Kareem in the world's strongest men competition, but we got a couple of good football players. Bob Young of the St. Louis Cardinals, John Kolb of the world champion Pittsburgh Steelers. That's always fun, a good escape, the world's strongest men on the CBS Sports Spectacular. Here's the NBA, and Ford cuts inside and got the pass from Haywood.
That's a perfect play. He fakes, comes out high, comes off the screen, and lob it up there by the rim. A lot of clubs will use a play like that.
It's also the mark of a good coach when after a timeout they put an easy field goal up on the board. So that's a point for McKinney. Now free goes to Jellybean, and Bryant wants to do his number. He loves it, doesn't he? Taken away by Whitehead.
Well, they are hitting that offensive board, and the Lakers are just not blocking out. I might add, though, Brent, I've said a few words about Swin Nader as a backup center. How about Jim Jones? He's a bona fide starter with Cleveland for years. Now with the Lakers. They'll give Kareem a lot of rest.
Boone left alone. They invited him to take the shot, and that time he was perfect. It is 33-24. And as Hot Rod pointed out, the Lakers now must seal up on this defensive end as far as rebounding is concerned. Meanwhile, the Clippers are just scrapping away with this group of, well, you might call them cast-offs. Here's Lloyd Free, bouncing off of Boone. Ford dueling underneath, and Bryant takes it away. And that is the kind of hustling basketball that'll turn this crowd on in San Diego. Because it won't get any poorer when the redhead returns. Whitehead puts it up, goes to Free. Free maneuvers nicely inside, drawing the foul from Spencer Haywood.
That's super play. And Spencer Haywood gets the foul. He doesn't like it. We'll look at it again. Watch screen, fake leg, go left. Wick set the screen. Haywood switches right here. The hanging hesitation shot. He put it up high on the glass, got the basket, and was hit with the body by Haywood for the foul. As Kareem Abdul-Jabbar returns for the Lakers.
So the young man at the free throw line is a big favorite of mine, Lloyd Free. And I want to say hello to his mother. His mother always watches back home in Brooklyn. She takes notes. And when I say that Lloyd Free throws run up too long, she calls him after the game, and Lloyd always reminds me. So, Lloyd, you're doing fine, big fella. And here's Jamal. Give it up and put it away and send him to the line. And he came right in, and Bryant fouled him. That's 6 now for Wilkes.
Here's Jamal Wilkes from the left corner. Fakes, drives up baseline. Whitehead moves over, and he put the ball right up high. Did not use the glass, and that baby dropped right through, and he's fouled.
7 for Jamal, and it's 36-27. Wicks, Free, Whitehead, Bryant, and Williams to the attack for the Clippers. Freeman hasn't handled it much lately, has he? As Bryant put it down, Jamal fouled him. And that's 2 fouls against number 52, Jamal Wilkes.
Wilkes giving up some height to Bryant on that play. He had him beaten by a step, and Jamal just bumped him.
So you're watching the debut of Magic Johnson with the Los Angeles Lakers on defense right now against Lloyd Free. Earlier it was Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. Bill Cartwright with the New York Knicks. Wicks missing on the shot. Knocked back to Lloyd Free, and San Diego again with a second chance. Just inside the three-point line. I thought for sure we might have one.
Lloyd Free, he's still our world.
I've got Lloyd Free in my three-point pool. First man in the NBA to hit it. Johnson lost it, batted it to Spencer Haywood. Taken down by Whitehead.
He has played well since coming on. Whitehead has been getting a lot of rebounds.
Williams to the right corner. There's Free getting a shot. There's firepower on Gene Shue's bench, isn't there? It's 40-27, and the crowd loving it in San Diego. Stolen by Wicks, and watch Free go to it. That's 18 points in the first half for Lloyd Free, number 24. He is all world.
Boy, they are really playing great basketball. Lloyd Free driving to the basket, hitting outside, and that time showing that he can dunk the ball for a little backcourt man.
CBS cameraman Dave Finch will now give us one of his very best high wire acts, and you can see the three-point line as we move inside toward the free throw circle. During the exhibition season, there were 264 three-point attempts, 69 made. That's only a percentage of 26% in 82 games. Coaches must be thinking about that. Not a high percentage play, is it? Wilkes cuts off and missed the layup. Loose, taken down by Bryant. Covers up.
Going back to that three-point play you were just talking about, Brent, Freddie Brown. Seattle's great outside shooting guard was the best in preseason, 7 out of 12.
Inside pass, and Jabbar sealed it up, and Wilkes is off now to Nixon. Nixon dishes good, pretty pass to Jamal. Marvelous assist by number 10.
That's an example of why he led that Laker club in assists last year. Boy, he threaded the needle right on the money for Wilkes for the layup.
Up until this point, the Lakers have been in slow motion. Credit the San Diego defense. But when the Lakers walked out and saw Bill Walton in a business suit, as Freeman Williams hits points number 7 and 8, the Lakers have trouble, but they've got it. When they saw Walton over there in that business suit, they said, oh, this is easy. We'll just show up. It is not going to be easy, is it?
That's the first thing they ask when they arrive. There's the big redhead for the play.
Johnson cuts inside now and hits the layup. 44-31. And you somehow get the feeling that the Lakers, with all their talent, are going to claw their way back into this. Free. Intercepted by Magic. And here he comes from behind the back, a fake. Oh, the pass. Here we go. That's the first piece of the Magic act.
Watch this from a high angle. The play before. It's in a Magic. He's right there, and he's got it, lays it up.
Haywood gave it up to Wicks, and it goes to Free. 20 points for Lloyd Free, who is an offense unto himself.
Well, at the start of the game, he would be a little bit quick for Magic Johnson, but as you mentioned on the other end, Magic's doing a few things too.
Spencer Haywood looks a step slow to me tonight. He certainly did in that last trip down the floor when Sidney Wicks went around him.
Spencer's 31 years old. Brent, he's been around quite a while, played in the ABA, came out of college as a hardship case at a very tender age of 19.
And Spencer Haywood will lead. Jack McKinney brings him out, and Jim Jones checks into the game.
Might add, Spencer Haywood's wife is one of the top fashion models in the country.
And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the finest basketball players in the country. Hit that big. It's 46-35.
He fashioned that one right in.
Whitehead gives it up to Free. Looking for 21 and 22 and met at the pass. Jones and Abdul-Jabbar cut him off simultaneously.
That's a smart play by Free. He knew he was going to get bumped hard. He just threw the ball at the basket. He had no chance of making it. Jones didn't like it, but he saw daylight. Again, that high-angle shot. Free sees it right there, go to the hoop, takes it right into Jones and gets the foul.
Now, I can hear some basketball fans right now in New York, and Miami, and Chicago. They're saying, see, Magic Johnson can't play defense in the NBA. Let me tell you something. He was 19 years old until August. He's just a baby.
He can play some defense. This is tough for any talented youngster to come in and burn it up right off. I can remember Jerry West as a rookie. Did not start, even though he averaged 17 a game.
Inside to Jones and a pretty block underneath. That was Sidney Wicks who came over on Jelly Bean. And it'll go to San Diego.
But Jim's not too happy out there. He's looking around like he wants help.
We're going to have a timeout. We've got 3 minutes and 27 seconds. And don't miss halftime. Hot Rod Hundley in a very revealing interview with the redhead, Bill Walton. CBS stood for a lot of things, but never before. Cushion Bill's shoes, but if that's what it takes, we'll get him out there. And there we are, doubleheader on Sunday on CBS. Can Tampa Bay snap back in the win column, and will the New York Giants win 2 in a row? Stay tuned.
Hey, and NFL Today will start it all before that, Brent.
Indeed. Prior to the first game, we'll have the NFL Today, and our doubleheader game are Atlanta and Oakland, Detroit at Green Bay. And yes, Jimmy the Greek is healthy. He will return.
Hey, Brent, I was there on that show with you a couple of weeks ago. It's incredible. 100 people working cameras everywhere, and you handle it with class.
Wicks on the miss, and the loose ball foul underneath. Called by Jake O'Donnell against Nick Witherspoon.
Nick says, thank you very much. I'll take that one. He holds his hand high and hands the ball up. That's his first. You can bring it down now, Nick.
Nick Witherspoon received an award at a luncheon you and I attended the other day. He works with some handicapped children down here in San Diego. I am always so very pleased when I hear about any professional athlete who goes out of his way to help underprivileged or handicapped children in any of the cities. And a lot of the athletes don't receive enough credit for the jobs they do inside the community for people who are much less fortunate than they are. And Nick Witherspoon picking up a much-deserved plaque here in San Diego 2 days ago. There's the new coach, and I feel very confident now. I have no fears about being a coach, and of course he learned under a good one, Jack Ramsey up in Portland. Here's Sidney Wicks. Puts it down on the glide to the blast. Jones off to Nixon.
They isolated him one-on-one there, Wicks against Kareem, and he drove by him hard. Had the shot, but put it up too hard on the glass. Quick move.
Jones will set it up as the shot clock goes inside of 10, down to 8. Now 6, 5. Johnson back to Kareem, and you know, Kareem for a second wasn't even expecting it.
He double pumped his hands. He said, oh yes, it's the ball. Thank you, Magic, you did it.
I haven't had somebody throw me a ball like that since it was Lee back at UCLA. Free has it stolen, and here it comes. And you get the feeling that sooner or later it'll be all his show.
Talk about defense, there's a great play. He took it right away and went down and later up.
It is now 48-41. 5 points for Mr. Johnson of Michigan State, and some MSU Spartan fans have traveled all the way from East Lansing to watch this debut tonight. On the turnover, it'll go to Los Angeles.
Jones in the lineup now at a forward with Kareem. That's a big lineup. Of course, Wilkes at 6'6", playing the small forward. But that time he played a good defensive job against Bryant. Forced the charge.
There's Jim right there as he pops out. Bryant on him. Nixon works around Kareem, and they'll go now to Wilkes, who comes out behind the Abdul-Jabbar screen. So Kareem not looking for the sky hook, sets him screen, worked a layup off a Johnson pass, and they're right back in the game now. Good move, coming down the baseline and knocked out of bounds.
You gotta give Jack McKinney some credit here. He's been shuffling that lineup, and perhaps he's found it here. Here's the move. Driving underneath, and a shot blocked by Magic, coming right out of nowhere and knock it down.
1:40 left in the first half. Went back to Free. And Johnson now playing with just a touch more confidence. Jellybean trying to clear things up in the middle. He wants it.
I don't think he saw the basket on that one. Kareem had him blocked. Threw it right through him and it went in.
Witherspoon is on Wilkes. Cross to the Magic Man. Has one partially blocked. Wicks with the lead. Nixon's back. Gets it through anyhow, and the completion to Free. Johnson back down with a rebound. It's 50-43. Johnson drives. Score it and send him up to the free throw line.
And on the start to play back with the defense, Jones made a great block on the play. Here's Johnson. He waited, got the opening, drove, split the defenders. Wicks trying to get the charge, but the basket will count. And Magic Johnson's doing it again. Look at another angle. Big
6 foot,
picks that ball well.
8-inch guard. Is he going to be something? In fact, he already is. Nothing's going to be about it.
Hey, you know, he is still growing. Some of the Lakers tell me he's closer to 6'9" than he is 6'8".
He against the Iceman, George Gervin, San Antonio. That'd be some matchup, huh? I can't wait for that one. Ooh, dandy. Wicks.
They lean right into Kareem. That's the way to get a shot away against a taller opponent. You put your body into him, and it's tough for a defensive man to try and block him. So Wicks,
the Clippers have played with hustle all night, and no reason to think they're going to quit now, is it? Off the miss, here comes Jellybean, knocked away, loose ball, Bryant to the floor, out of bounds, it'll go to the Lakers. 32 seconds, it's 52-46.
Not that floor out. Boy, that's great hustle. Watch him drive for this ball. Jones makes an attempt. Bryant dives in. Jones goes right over him again, going right into the crowd. That's real hustle.
Nixon calls the play. That's the time left in the first half. Upper right-hand corner.
They have 17 on the shot clock. Perhaps San Diego could get this ball back in time for a shot.
All right. They've got time. And Shue wants an isolation. That's one of his familiar plays. Those of you who watch Philadelphia, you've seen him do it. Here it is. 4 men on the left side, and it's cleared for Free, and he goes inside. Sidney Wicks coming through the shoot, and Free misjudged where he was going to be, and they turn it over on the mistake. Now Free pressures the ball. 3 seconds. Knocked away. Bryant, and that's the end of the first half. And a good one, as the NBA season is underway again with San Diego and Los Angeles on CBS. Back in San Diego and ready to start the second half with Bill Walton giving Gene Shue a hand over on the sideline. By the way, Hot Rod, during the summer, did you have a falling out with John McLeod?
Not at all.
Why didn't you mention Phoenix?
I'm going to mention Phoenix Suns in that Pacific Division. They could win it all. And I think that if they had gotten by Seattle, it could have happened last year.
Jack McKinney, the new head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Lakers trail the San Diego Clippers by 4, 52-48. We look at the statistics, and believe me, if you missed it, the Lakers shot much better in the second period than they did in the first. The Clippers still have not missed from the free throw line, and in the rebounding area, the Clippers have been surprisingly strong, despite Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Spencer Haywood, and Jim Jones up front for McKinney.
Abdul-Jabbar had only 2 rebounds in the first half, and he played 18 minutes.
On the floor for the Clippers right now, Nader. Pull-out man hits the first shot.
In that first half, not only did Lloyd Free score 22 points, he also had 6 rebounds. That's more than any player on either team.
Nixon. (54-50). Brian Taylor, number 14. Nader is out high, turns around on Kareem. The Clippers are bringing that shot clock down inside of 10 seconds. Free sends it back now, 5, 4. Rebound by Wicks, who falls, and as he tapped the ball away, he was traveling, and he's upset with the call by Jake O'Donnell.
He doesn't like it, but he had control, actually, and that's when he stumbled with the ball and fell down with it, so the ball will go over on the turnover to the Lakers. And again, Kareem that time did a good job defensively intimidating on that last drive and forced the pass to come outside.
Nixon to Kareem. Sends it cross to Jamal. And here, Abdul-Jabbar getting a rebound early. Great pass inside. Spencer Haywood.
Well, he's got a good view from where he made that pass from. That's when he's going across that lane looking for the sky hook. And then he just dropped it down when he got to the peak of the jump. Pretty play.
Jamal now is fronting Witherspoon. They send it over to Taylor. Kareem with another rebound, and Taylor was there on defense, so he sends it across the midcourt line now to Johnson. And Magic with a hook.
That's great poise. He backed his way in. He saw that he had a small man on him, a lot of room to operate, so he took his time, backed him, and then turned across for the hook shot.
There's Phoenix, 97-89. See, all you had to do is say those nice words about him, and they'd come through with a win. Westfall with 25. for the Suns, and Parrish scoring 19 for the Warriors.
I saw Phoenix beat Denver a few nights ago in a preseason game. Of course, Denver played without Bobby Wilkinson and Dan Issel, George McGinnis, but that Phoenix team really looked great. Played well together.
Inside to Free. All blue on defense. Here's the Magic Man. Dish into the right. Jamal lost control of the pass, and the Clippers come right back. Free left alone. You shoot your eyes out from there.
Green was the only man back there with him, and he let him have the jump shot. There's a time when he should have come out and spread eagled against Lloyd Freed and made him put the ball on the floor. You leave him that much room, he's going to hit that shot on you with a great deal of percentage.
Coach Jack McKinney kneeling in the background. Inside from Nixon. Free comes around and steals it, but he was stepping out of bounds as he got his hands on the ball. Bill Saar right there.
Here's Kareem. Now they watch him when he puts the ball on the floor. That's when he gets himself in trouble. He's down low, 7-2 right here. Comes the man around and knock it away. Free takes it right away from him, and Nader did a good job there to protect the baseline against Kareem.
Swin Nader is playing extremely well against Kareem, and he has all night.
Comes out of college in an all-star basketball game in Las Vegas as a backup center. Comes into the game. Selected to play to start with as a backup and scores 30-some points, has about 25 rebounds in the MVP. That tells you how good of a ball player he was, backing up Bill Walton at UCLA.
Shot clock was readjusted in front of the corner. Johnson misses. Jamal Wilkes. Nader outduels for the rebound, and Free quickly. Witherspoon slipping, and there's still moisture on that floor, isn't there?
And no call made there. I thought there could have been either walking or a foul, whatever.
Nixon from Johnson. Here's Brian Taylor on the drive.
That's the way to take it to the basket. Boy, he barreled in there from the left side. Very smart player. Played collegiately at Princeton.
Not necessarily the most popular athlete to have played in Denver after he ran out on that franchise. Here's Free. Gliding in, and there was a whistle, and he was fouled.
Here's a play a moment ago. Brian Taylor came in from the left side, saw the man there, went right back to Kareem, turned that shoulder into the hoop and laid it up gently and got the basket. All right, we got a timeout.
And prior to the start of our doubleheader Sunday on CBS on the NFL Today, which starts 30 minutes before the kickoff, Irv Cross has been covering the John Dutton story. He talked to Dutton, who, of course, was acquired by the Dallas Cowboys. And meanwhile, welcome to beautiful Southern California. The scenery is gorgeous in these parts. I wouldn't miss it for anything.
What a beautiful day.
I know my wife is asleep in Los Angeles, so I can say that now. At the free throw line is Mr. All-World of San Diego, Lloyd Free. He's always got a smile on his face. You can say what you want about the way he plays basketball. He takes it all in good humor, and he probably should have been a member of the All-Star team last year, and maybe he'll make it this year. Where we go for this year's game? Landover, Maryland.
Hey, Lloyd Free in the first half, Brett, quickly, 22 minutes of play, 9 for 15 from the field. He had 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 22 points.
Magic quickly whips it inside. Taken out by Witherspoon, and here's Free on the dribble. The tall man chasing him. How about that hustle by number 33 that time, coming down?
Taylor right there, I think, thought that he was going to pull up with the ball, and when Free gave him that quick shuffle pass, just a little bit too far in front of him, where he would have had the layup.
Sidney Wicks shaken up. So we've got an injury timeout, and now Coach Gene Shue moving out to take a look.
That's Larry Roberts, the trainer of San Diego. These trainers do a tremendous job, you know, in the NBA. This is a sport where players often get cuts, bruises, ankle injuries, knee injuries.
Most of the time, they are tending fractured egos as much as they are bones.
I never had that problem, Brent, when I was playing.
You're out of West Virginia. Tough kids. All you kids from West Virginia ever did when you got hurt was you said, give me a couple aspirin and a bottle of beer, and I'll be ready to go.
No. Soft drinks.
Wilkes knocked away by Jellybean, and he can't quite save it. And there's the owner of the Clippers, Herb Lemon, and his lovely wife, Michelle.
Boy, he's a big fan, too. I mean, not just an owner. He really gets involved emotionally at a game.
Spencer Haywood to the shot.
Speaking of owners, where's Jerry Buss tonight? The Laker owner.
Has a date with the best-looking girl in Los Angeles.
Because I can catch them when they get home. Right?
Free coming through the chute, gives it up. Jump hook.
Oh, later he said, all right, I got that one home. Gave himself a little pat.
That big old Dutch boy can play, can't he?
You bet he can.
Magic gives it now to Haywood, who'll face again. Good shooter. A little too much spin. And here comes Free. It's 3-on-2, and Brian Taylor wanted to go back, and Free was sealed up, and bodies were going every which way.
There's a basket a moment ago. Here's Lloyd Free driving the basket. Goes in there, overcommits himself, shovel the ball down, and watch Nader pick it up, turn and put that jump hook going in there. Swing that a boy.
Jellybean, and Kareem swats it away. Here's Norman. Norman down to Jamal to the glass.
I think Kareem batted that one down like a tennis serve. There he is.
Hey, Jerry.
Hey. Jerry made it.
There he is, his first shot as an owner. You think he likes it? What's that guy doing in between? I know, I never saw a shot of Jerry Buss like that.
Weatherspoon,
Smooth from the corner. Nixon sends it now to Magic. Here's Magic giving it up to Kareem, and he's rolling off inside. Stayed with it.
That's a great pass by Magic. Right at the needle again. Perfect. Kareem rolled in. Unfortunately missed the first try, but got it back. Here's a fourth quarter score. Portland 93. Utah 75.
Adrian Dantley now with Utah, and Spencer Haywood here with the Lakers.
And Bernard King for the Jazz.
Jump hook by Nader. Drawing the foul.
We'll get a timeout. That's again a good move. Nader using the jump hook this time with the left hand. So he got on that baseline left side. So Gene Chu wants to talk it over. San Diego up by 4.
At 4:30 tomorrow on CBS, the Sports Spectacular will feature gymnastics and the world's strongest men competition.
And that world's strongest men competition, Jack Curran, the trainer of the Los Angeles Lakers, playing here tonight, was the trainer for that. There he is. He could have competed. I'm only
Tom
kidding.
Brookshire was the announcer, and he said he had to treat him every morning while they were.
Look at this. Now that's a way to really have a combination of basketball and a tuxedo.
So in San Diego, from the sports arena, it's the Clippers with Swin Nader having replaced Bill Walton, leading the Los Angeles Lakers in the Magic Act, 65-60. Nader shooting for his 11th point, and he's got it. The battle is joined. These two teams will play one another 6 times this year in the revamped NBA schedule, and it is going to be quite a rivalry before they're finished. Johnson underneath.
What a good feed from Jamal Wilkes. Dropped it right in there. Right in the pocket for the Lakers.
I feel somewhat cheated by the arrival of Magic. I don't have a nickname to invent. I must inherit that one.
By the way, Bill Walton said say hello.
Free. If I broadcast one more game that he's not playing, he becomes X-ray for life.
He's got 28 points now, Lloyd Free.
Here comes Wilkes. Sending it now to Nixon. Popping behind Kareem. Wanted to give it back to him. Kareem is not used to the pick and roll. That has not necessarily been a staple in the Los Angeles offense.
He makes a pretty good move here, Brent. You'll see the pass coming in. Watch this. He'll turn. He wants to go to the middle again, but Nader won't let him in. He makes a fall-away move, and it's bumped by Nader for the foul.
I guess the last guard who really knew how to get the ball to Abdul-Jabbar all the time properly had to be the Big O back in Milwaukee, Oscar Robertson. And Kareem now's got a whole lot of adjusting to do, because in the past, when he sent it off to somebody, he rarely saw it again. It was adios basketball.
Bring it on in here, guys. I could put it in the hole. You know, if he really wanted to, and to hog the show, he could just about score anytime he wanted to down low. He has tremendous ability.
68-63. Clippers in white, leading the Lakers. Here comes the Spoon, who has not shot well here tonight. Sends it back to Free. We're still looking for our first three-pointer. Bryant was inside at that time.
Free gets the assist there. He set it up nicely. They thought he was going to take the shot. He was jockeying with the ball out front, and then quickly fed it off to Bryant in the left corner, who has 8 points.
Nixon sends it to Abdul-Jabbar. Short. Out of bounds. Lakers will keep it.
Green got bumped there. No foul, but he put the shot up hurriedly. I think he could have got the basket and taken his time.
That 5 in memory of Mendy Rudolph, in case you were not with us earlier. Former great NBA referee who died. 70-65. Clippers over the Lakers in 4:26 now in the third. Fierce underneath. And the foul. The call is Jake O'Donnell as it goes over.
Watch him fight for that rebound underneath. There you get action in top there. Everybody getting a piece of the basketball.
Was that Whitehead coming over the top?
Yes, he has been known to do that. He is so strong. Had a real good first half. Brent, that got San Diego out in front. Coming off that bench. You'll see him play tightly up against Kareem.
There he is. Now he rolls off. He was in tight that time, too. Whitehead played his college basketball at Marquette. Out of Guilford College.
Looking for a shot.
Lloyd Free, and he was short that time. The Magic in the middle. Look at that act. He just slowed up when he was sealed and then brought the dribble.
Look at here. They're giving Magic the benefit of the doubt. Uh-oh, limping. I want to see this young man get hurt. I believe he's going to be all right. The fans didn't like it. It looked like he did lose possession of the ball momentarily. Could have been called for walking or for a charge. Jack Curran, the trainer, comes over to take a look. We'll look at it again. Now, here's the move. Whitehead right there. There he palmed the ball. Looked like it should have been traveling. Now the contact, but that was secondary to the travel. That's my opinion, Brent.
You're welcome to it.
Thank you. He's still limping, but he's going to stay in. He'll go to the free throw line. Magic Johnson.
2 shots.
Very likable young man, too, Brent, as you well know.
Hot Rod, when you limp on national TV, do the sneaker companies up the endorsement money?
Are you kidding me? How would I know when I played? We're lucky we had 1 pair of sneakers.
Didn't you get free shoes?
No.
You had to pay for your own, huh? On the tap, they went back in, and Spencer Haywood coming up over the top gets one. So it is tied at 70 as a result of that, with 3:43 knocked up in the air. The Magic Man going with it on Brian Taylor. So Lloyd Free will now throw it in, and Freeman Williams out of Portland State, number 20, checking back in.
Talk about did I have a free pair of sneakers. My last year with the Lakers, I had to pay my way in.
To the game.
Right.
Whitehead. 31 inside.
That's Spencer. He's up tight. On Bryant. Bryant trying to post him down low. Spencer says, come on, let me use my hands a little bit. They're backing off on that rule a year ago that was where they would not allow any hand judgment.
Bryant from the corner. Kareem to the rebound. Outlet to Magic. Eyes the floor. Comes to the middle. Goes to the left and Norm Nixon. Brian Taylor with him. Nixon off the yo-yo. Turnaround miss. Yanked down by Witherspoon. We're tied at 70. 3:11. Third period. Brian Taylor now. Nixon keeps him out of the middle from penetrating. Out high and out of Witherspoon's. Whitehead with a good pick out high. They shift it over to the right side, and Freeman Williams to the shot. And the Clippers go up by a field goal.
They doubled up away from the ball, and that's the wrong man to leave open. Freeman Williams, he has 10 points in relief. Here's a hard worker, Brian Taylor, working up against Nixon.
Kareem in low, shooting now for the tie. He's got it. We've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds in the third. Taylor Brings it up. Whitehead comes to the center position. Kareem will await him. Magic goes with Taylor. From the corner, it's Williams again. Missing this time, and Hayward to the rebound. Off quickly, now to Magic. Magic from the right side. Behind the goal, to the layup. Goaltending scored. And Magic Johnson has put the Lakers up by 2.
Oh, it's had a great play. Here you got a lot of favorites who used to do this. Bob Cousy, if you want to go back that far. Pete Maravich. Look at that move by Magic. Round the back up and knocked away by Freeman Williams, and that is goaltending.
Bryant puts it on the floor, gets inside of Spencer. Hayward comes over the top of Kareem and rattles the building. Jelly bean made like Daryl Dawkins. Now it's Magic Johnson back. Dishing for Kareem. Loose ball. Bryant had the dribble. Picked up now by Witherspoon. Spoon to the attack. Off to Williams. Williams up high. Loose ball taken down by Wilkes. Quickly now to Hayward across the timeline. Back to Nixon. 3-on-1. Here's Kareem. Can't find the handle. Stays with it. Short on the shot. Off of Hayward's heading into the corner and run down by the Clippers.
That time Nixon should have passed that ball to the right side. He had Hayward open for a layup, but he elected to go to Kareem, and a defensive man was in front of him. Oh, they would have had the layup.
Best action in the game so far. Minute 30 to go on the third and tied at 74. Williams sends it back now to Spoon to the left side. Taylor pumps, fakes, knocked away, and here's Jamal Wilkes. Out ahead of him is Norm Nixon. Out of bounds. Here it is. Bryant comes the building shaker.
Look at this. Way up there, and he slams it down. Look at his body, how high he is in the air. That's incredible.
I love Kareem. Just getting out of the way.
Let me out of here.
Where'd this guy come from?
I'm out.
So the NBA returns to CBS, and let's hope that as this season unfolds, it will be the year of an enthusiastic comeback and a lot of action just like this. Take it to that hole, Jelly Bean.
Look at Kareem. Will you ever see him duck out that often like that? I mean, he really ducked that ball down. Joe Bryant.
Lloyd Freeze had the hot hand for the Clippers here working that backcourt with Freeman Williams. Tied at 74. 28 points already. If you're wondering about last year, he hit the 30-point mark 33 times last season, and he's there again.
He opened the door that time, and he smartly just took it right in. He saw the opening, squirmed his way through, and put it on the glass softly.
Only George Gervin had more 30-point evenings than all-world Lloyd Free, and Gervin tossed in 41 for San Antonio a year ago. Magic double-teamed, fights his way free, shot clock comes down, and he pops up a miss. Spoon off to Free. Clippers lead it by a field goal. Shue and Weiss up on the Clippers sideline. Free will come up with 32 points and send him to the line.
That's a super shot, off balance, kind of a jackknife move. Lloyd Free, he's got Boone draped all over him. Fakes, goes up, now watch the off balance, double pump, and softly put it away and drew the foul, and the ball settled right in the net. Great play, he'll look for the three-point play.
He joined the Clippers 1 hour before the start of the 78-79 season. That was the best 60 minutes that Gene Shue ever put in, was bringing that guy into this city. He went on to become the second leading scorer in the league. He averaged better than 28 points an outing. And he was a member of the second team All-NBA squad last year.
He has 33 points at this moment.
Double teamed and fouled.
Joe Bryant says, I got the ball. And Kareem says, hey, I got a knot on my head. Come on,
I think
guys.
he's also got part of Kareem's flesh underneath his fingernail.
Here's the ball coming into Kareem. Right there, he popped him right in the back of the head. Good call. Referee's right on the play. We'll look for one shot now, Brett. Got 10 seconds left, third quarter.
Dishes to Jamal. From the corner, off, and that's the end of the third period. San Diego 79, Los Angeles 74, and the NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. We are back live in San Diego. Swin Nader and Bill Walton, the UCLA connection here. And of course, during the timeout, Walton was giving him some tips. Now, a key factor in this game is the fact that Gene Shue is still resting Swin. He's been able to go with Whitehead in the middle. Jones is now out there for the Lakers.
When you go to the final minutes, you'll see probably Nader and Abdul-Jabbar back in the lineup.
Johnson's shot is stuffed. Comes back and a pass is knocked back to him. But Magic's got it. And this time it's going out of bounds. And Jake O'Donnell says, hold everything. What about that shot clock?
They send the Shue back. By the way, Shue is right up there by the coach's bench. They've got a line on the floor this year where you cannot go past that. And it's a coach's box, and Shue is being restrained by Jake O'Donnell. We're going to get a foul called against the Clippers, I do believe. Jake has control.
On the floor for the Lakers, we have Wilkes, Jones, Haywood, Johnson, and Boone. For the Clippers, Witherspoon, Bryant, Free, Whitehead, and Williams. Those are the matchups as we start the final 12 minutes. Wilkes. And Free was able to get it off of him and out of bounds.
That's a great save. Tremendous body control. Went in the air over that baseline and slammed it off of the foot of a Laker.
San Diego getting a lot more production off of Gene Shue's bench. A final is in. Portland beat Utah 101-85. Here it is 79-74, a 5-point San Diego lead. Free. Foul as it was batted away. Loose ball.
Go be on Joe Bryant. He shoved off on the rebound play. Free almost made that shot. And again, you got to give credit to Ron Boone. He's staying right with him, but the shot was on line. Now they bring it back the other way. That's correct. So the foul did not go against Bryant. They're going to give the ball to San Diego.
Bryant gives it up now to Whitehead. Freeman Williams on the quick turnaround. Yanked down by Jones, the open man, as Johnson goes back to Haywood. Fouled.
There's a little magic, Brent, the way he flipped that one off, little bounce. No look pass to Haywood coming to the right side. Freeman Williams clipped him, but we'll see Haywood go for the layup. Here's what's his pass. One flip, no look, perfect to Haywood. Carried it right in. And again, in my opinion, Haywood should have had a three-point play here. He should have made that layup. Wicks comes back to San Diego. Now going out, Nick Witherspoon. Spencer just did not have both hands in complete control, or he would have had that layup shot. He'll get 2 free throws. There's the spoon. Nick Witherspoon out of Illinois.
Shooting for his 12th point. And you can see where Sidney Wicks marks cut above the right eye as the bandage there. It is 79-76. Wicks and the Clippers lead it by 3. And 10 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Here's Sidney. Good screen by Bryant that time. Freeman Williams.
That's a great touch. He put that one up extremely high and softly dropped it through. Well, Haywood and Wicks are really going at it under the basket.
Johnson pops one in from the perimeter. It's a 3-point San Diego lead. Williams is short. Lakers can move to within 1 on the long pass to Johnson. Now it's a 1-point game and 21 points for the debut of the Magic Man.
He played great defense on that last play, too, and then got out on the fast break after the shot was short and got the layup.
Gene Shue will counter with Brian Taylor. Norm Nixon will check back in for the Lakers. Free inside.
Looks like he may be hurt. He's getting up slowly.
He is injured.
Oh, he is hurt. He's hobbling off the court down at the far end.
Lakers 5 on 4 and a foul. He is injured. He is down right underneath the basket.
So again, the trainer, that's Larry Roberts, working over Free. We'll look at the play again. Oh, he got hurt. He drove right in here. went right up into one of the Lakers, put it in, and now right here he comes down off balance and just slipped down.
I must say that they have had trouble with moisture on this floor throughout the evening. We have seen several people slip. He is up now. It is not serious. Lloyd Free gonna be all right. Perhaps you think that Lloyd Free's injury was really serious, but it was not.
That's Greg Lee, former UCLA star. He's on the injured list. Now there's big Bill Walton. Everybody got a bad foot down here at San Diego.
Bill Walton gets hurt, and everybody wears a cast. All right, Boone takes it in for the Lakers. It's 83-80. Clippers with the lead, and 9:17 to go, and we're headed now for Donnybrook down the stretch, as usual. Here comes Nixon now. Outside the three-point line, moves inside and sends it to Boone. We got a 1-point lead. Back come Brian Taylor and Lloyd Free. They'll work the backcourt. Swin Nader still resting. Wicks with a move, and Jones sticks with him, and Sidney with a jumper. Loose and a foul. Foul against Jellybean.
Right, Joe Bryant. Wicks, since he came into the league as rookie year, he averaged 24, but since then he has really been going down on his percentage. He missed this shot, and then Bryant right here makes contact with the foul.
Lakers gunning for the lead. Nixon Boone. Abdul-Jabbar faces the basket as it knocked away by Bryant on the steal. Here come the Clippers. Ahead by one, they can go to 3 now. Jellybean sends it over to Lloyd Free.
What a shot.
37 points, and in memory of Zinkoff, Free. Is that what he does?
I'll tell you one thing. Of all shots that they got off of that break, that's got to be the worst percentage shot. He threw it right down like it was a layup.
Lakers back. They had an opportunity to go ahead, and they kicked it away on the steal. Credit Bryant with a good defensive play. Now Kareem with a running hook is off and seal up inside. Ford was over the top, all over Bryant. It's going to go to San Diego.
There's that play a moment ago. Watch the steal right here by Joe Bryant, former LaSalle star. He brings it down. Conley sets it up on the fast break, waits for Free, wants him to go way out, drill a jump shot. And as you mentioned, as Dave Zinkoff, the PA announcer for the old 76ers would say, Free.
And the new 76ers as well. And Free's got 2 more. Give him 39.
How about this tuxedo?
Norm Nixon. They trail by 1. Suddenly they're down by 5 and 7:38 to go. Ford on the floor. Kareem tracks down the loose ball. Puts it on the dribble now. Double team. 9 on the shot clock. From the corner, Jimmy Jones.
Send me in, coach.
It's a masquerade party in San Diego. 3-point lead. Ryan Taylor now. Over to Free. In low to Nader. Sends it back on a bad pass, and here's Nixon. Nixon will come free from the Lakers. Goes inside. Lloyd Free fouled him.
Almost made a good play defensively. That time Nader got careless with that pass to set the whole play up. Let's watch the play again. Here's Nixon. Great little playmaker. Very good on a fast break. He takes it right to the hoop, leaned in. Free went, circled him, came over his back. Got a piece of the ball, but got him on the arm for the foul. Here's another angle. Nixon again. Take it to the hoop. Here's Free. Contact made at the summit. At the free throw line is Mr. Nixon. He misses the first.
And Nixon shot 54% from the field last season. That was the second best percentage in NBA history by a guard. Matty Gukas once turned in a 57%, so he's an excellent shooter. But 1 or 2 that time, and only 3 points for the game. Magic is back. Here working that backcourt. 87-85. Here's Nader. Going back to Taylor, who cut beautifully, and Nader picked him up.
There's a rookie mistake Magic made. He did not retreat defensively. When his man passed the ball up, he turned his head momentarily, and he was caught on the play, and they get the layup.
Ford sends it over to Magic. Magic pumps up a miss from outside. Nader to the rebound. Outlet, one-handed, knocked away by Nixon out of bounds. It'll go to the Clippers.
Well, here's that play a moment ago. Watch Magic on the defense. Taylor passes right there. He's got him beaten. Magic 2 steps behind him, and Taylor got the easy layup.
And the NBA on CBS will continue after this word from your local station. back in San Diego. Lloyd Free, 39 points. He has hit 16 of 24 from the field. He's perfect from the free throw line with 7 attempts. For the Lakers, Magic with 21, Abdul-Jabbar with 18, and Wilkes with 17. And there's the Prince of Midair, 39 points.
At lunch, and Gene Shue, the coach, was referring to his defense, was kidding Freed. He said, "Don't be kidding me, I won't play tomorrow." And he said, "No way, you're on national TV."
Nader, turnaround for the left baseline, 91-85. It's a 6-point Clipper lead. Wilkes moves it to Magic, inside to Jones. I don't know why he came underneath the basket. He was all alone on the right side, and he elected to come underneath.
That's a good point. And then he had to reach back with his right hand, unaccustomed to a shot like that, and he blew the easy layup.
Free, clear out, going for 41.
You'll have to say that he is incredible.
Wow. Has this been a show by Lloyd Free? Here's Nixon.
They're going to steal the three.
Bounce pass right to him. Lead pass for Taylor. He can't get it. Yes. Bill Saar was in the corner. I think give him the ball, and he did. Free negotiates. Runs it back down in the corner. High bounce, and Jones is off.
He's human. He missed one. Boy, you get that confidence like that. You know, he's coming down, he's darting, he's looking for that basket, he wants the ball, he knows he's hot.
Listen to the crowd. 8,503 on hand in San Diego. And the Clippers are in command, but the stretch is still ahead of us. And there's Taylor. Trying to avoid Saar, still get the ball. Bill ducked out of the way, didn't interfere, and Taylor made a nice pickoff. If you're wondering about Lloyd Free's scoring, his high in San Diego was 49 points a year ago against Denver. That came on February 2nd. He hit 18 field goals. He's within 1 of that right now. Johnson to the middle on the penetration.
That's super shot. Normally he takes that hook. As we look at Lloyd Free on the bench, he'll be back shortly. But Johnson, that time, when he went across the lane, softly put up a running one-hander instead of hooking. Nice touch.
23 for Magic. Steps back inside, knocked the ball away from Nader out of bounds, so the Clippers will set up a play. Free going to get a rest here with 4:49. Williams will work in that backcourt with Taylor. Wicks, Bryant, and Nader are up front for G, who is standing in the background in his gray suit, and move inside by Freeman Williams.
So again, that's that quickness that these guards have, and Magic at 6'8" just couldn't make that first step defensively, and Williams had him beaten to the free throw line and softly got the shot away.
14 points off the bench for Freeman. Nixon. Yo-yo's back now, 4:27. Abdul-Jabbar goes to the runner.
Here's that move a moment ago. Talk about. See Freeman Williams wheel right by Magic, softly put it up as Kareem tried to help out, but Williams got the basket.
San Diego ahead by 6 and 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Jellybean, short, yanked down by Williams. He's off, but Nader and the Clippers are dominating the offensive glass at a time when it is critical.
And they get the full 24 on the clock when to start this offense over again.
Nader sends it to Taylor. Taylor moves around the Wick screen. And they'll get another attempt. Jump hook. Still not down. And Haywood was hit by Williams as he went for the rebound.
Well, there's a play where Nader, even though he had a good shot in close, should have brought that ball back out and ran that clock a little bit. Here's the shot by Taylor. Watch Nader grab the rebound. Here's where he should have brought it back out. He tried the jump hook. When it came off, we got the foul against San Diego, crashing the boards right there. Contact. Freeman Williams. Here's Lloyd Free.
Short rest for the man with the golden arm.
Another thing we mentioned, Brent, the Clippers are over the limit. They have 5 team fouls. The Lakers have but 1. Wilkes is at the free throw line.
Nader maneuvering, and Kareem comes around, but hold everything.
Lane violation.
They're calling a lane violation against San Diego, and Kareem circled and went in. But of course, that forced the inside man, Nader, right there. He went inside. There you look again. See, Kareem had circled Nader, but he stepped in.
Actually, that wound up hurting the Lakers. They would have had an easy field goal that time. He circled in behind, but of course, as you pointed out, Swin had already stepped over the line. So it's 96-91 and 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go now. As Shoes Clippers try to hold on, and Nixon battling away against Free.
Gave it to Sidney and said, give it right back.
Free maneuvers Bryant. Jump pass over to Taylor, who gets inside, and Kareem got back and knocked it away.
Well, that's a super defensive play by Abdul-Jabbar. Saved a sure basket there.
That shot clock is still running. That shot clock ran on down to 5. There it is.
They'll reset it.
That's what they'll get. That's what they were doing. Oh! There it is.
And it counts. I can't believe he fouled him on that shot. That's the kind of shot you want. Jack McKinney could not believe it. Gene Shue is very solemn on the play. Watch this fall-away shot, and he's fouled by Nixon, and the basket is good.
17 field goals for Lloyd Free, which ties his career high. A mark he established against Denver. 43 points for the game, and would you believe, not one three-pointer, but that one was getting close.
He said, that's out of my range, 22 feet out there.
7-point San Diego lead and 3 minutes for the game. Haywood sends it back to Nixon. Nixon double team. Go to the corner and Magic. Missed the layup, but Spencer Haywood was there, and a whistle.
He'll go to the line. Magic Johnson. Wicks will get the foul. We'll look again. Here's just, watch Magic make a good move off the feed. Nixon goes in there, drops it off to him, goes hard to the basket. The ball more or less slipped out of his hands. He missed the layup, but was fouled by Wicks.
23 points for Magic. 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
We're in the penalty, so he'll get 3 to make 2, and now the penalty free throw.
A 5-point San Diego lead. Sidney Wicks is out screening. Free sends it to Nader. Double team. Nader comes out and he was fouled. It's Kareem.
That's only the Lakers' second team foul. Kareem has 3, and we got 2:32 left. When they get inside 2 minutes, then they could be, the foul situation changes. You're allowed only 1 in the last 2 minutes.
Double team. Wilkes came out, almost got the turnover. Free back to Nader, and Kareem with a block. And the Lakers with an opportunity. Now it's Magic in the middle. Bryant moving in, fouled him.
And I believe Jake O'Donnell says that's a backcourt foul.
I didn't think it was backcourt, but let's watch this defensive effort by Kareem.
From behind, he makes a clean block on Nader's shot. Magic Johnson came up with the ball. He's going to get a couple of free throws.
Freeman Williams checks in. Taylor goes out. Williams will work in the backcourt with Free.
You're right, Brent. It was the foul occurred after he got into the front court, but in the penalty, it's 1+ for 2 free throws. This young man's had a pretty good start opening night in the NBA.
Knocked right back to him. Little jump shot. Tipped up and in, and Nader unhappy he didn't see it. Kareem off. Wanted some help.
That was Kareem got the tip in.
So it has come down to a 2-point lead and a timeout by Gene Shue, who goes over to the table to check on timeouts, and then he'll huddle up with the Clippers. It is 98-96. 2:02. So despite all the heroics of all world Lloyd Free, San Diego still is fighting for its life right now. And you would think that at some point they're going to need help inside. Man, shooting the eyes out of a basket could just as easily cool off in the last 2 minutes if they can't get some help down there.
Definitely, Brent. That's when you really want to be careful with your shots. Try to get that ball inside. Of course, if Free's open, I know that Gene Shue's going to say take the shot, but don't force it. We're in command. We've got the lead.
Guy's going to have to fly.
We've got 2 minutes and 2 seconds left.
That might be you, it might be Kareem. That means everyone, when the ball goes up on that board, get in and get it. Now, if we come down on the break, let's get something out of it. Pay attention. All right. Offense that I want from here on in is a 5-up, which is this. You turn into the middle. Nixon will have the ball and try and get it to you. If he can't get it to you, you two guys set back screens for him to dribble off. Now take your time, wait. Bring it, if he wants going to front you, bring him out and then go to the basket, and he'll get it up to you. All right? See what we can get off that.
But now this is the guy, in fact, that's going to double team Jamal Wilkes. So you have to get the ball to Spoon before Jamal double teams. See? Right, you got it? All right, so that's the play we want. Got it. So now you're on the left-hand corner. 1-4. Now that's how we line up. That's the set. Got it? Sydney?
Let's go. And when he does, the closest guy go after the ball. Don't foul me, please. Come on now. Come on.
Two things stand out. Jack McKinney, of course, telling the Lakers to go after the rebounds. And at the other end, Gene Shue trying to counter the double teaming of Lloyd Free by getting the ball to Nick Witherspoon as soon as Jamal Wilkes leaves him to come and help out. So you would think that a key offensive man for Gene Shue now would be number 12, Nick Witherspoon, to see what he can do. It is 98-96, Clippers over the Lakers, 2 minutes and 2 seconds. Nixon out there, and Jamal waiting for the double team. The ball goes now to the corner, and out came Magic Johnson. They move to Freeman Williams, the open man, they're short. The open man is Magic. Free is back now. Magic goes off, loose ball, and here comes Free again. Kareem is back. Nixon is there on defense. Good defense that time for the Lakers, but they got nothing out of the trip down the floor offensively. Now it is back to the Clippers. Here he comes, Free on the drive. Foul, it's offense. It'll go to the Lakers, a chance to tie it up at 135.
Boy, that time Free overcommitted himself. Got caught in traffic and had to throw it up. Here's Magic. All right, now back to Free. Here's Free taking the ball in. He went into the air, and Haywood had him blocked off. He's called for the charge.
Shoot for the tie. Pass will go to Kareem. Kareem's got the foul, and it's tied. He's got a chance to put Los Angeles ahead. Point 23 and 24. Swin Nader fouled him as he put the move and got to the glass.
That perfect position inside. Of course, he stands about 3 inches taller than Nader, and when he gets him down that low, he easily got the shot over. And Kareem is really fired up, believe me. He came out of it after making a basket, so let's go.
Who we have taken for granted for a whole decade, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he's got the Lakers ahead. Up by a point, 99-98, and a minute 19 to go now. Dandy, isn't it? On the double team, they force the turnover, and here is Wilkes. So Jack McKinney's double teaming strategy has paid off brilliantly, at least to this point. Still a minute to go now. 99-98. Here's Magic Johnson down inside. Short jump shot, high arch, short. Taken down by Wilkes. Big offensive rebound. Stolen by the Clippers. Here's Free. He comes out. Now it's the Clippers, and Freeman Williams is fouled. Coming inside of the baseline.
Well, they scored Nixon. 52 seconds left. Here's Freeman. Lloyd Free to Williams with her. Right here, Nixon grabs him by the arm. Right as he tried to go up. Now, it's the first foul in the last 2 minutes against the Lakers. But they call it, he was fouled in the act of shooting, so it'll be 2 free throws and 2 big ones. A chance to put
Magic Johnson missed a shot down there on a penetration. A little shot where he could have really given him a little daylight. Now it's 52 seconds, and Freeman Williams, an outstanding shooter, can tie it up with this free throw. Nixon was, I think, trying to get out of the way, but Freeman really pressured him down underneath. There wasn't much he could do that time.
He reached in, and boy, that's got him by the arm. Williams did a good job of holding on to that basketball in order to get 2 free throws.
He sure did. And that puts San Diego on. 199 now and 52 seconds left here on opening night on CBS. Nixon waits, brings the clock down. 13 on the shot. Here's Kareem. Kareem to the sky hook, in and out. Yanked off, big rebound by Sidney Wicks. 33 seconds, they can outrun the game out. Double team in the backcourt. They lead it by a point. Williams up here to Lloyd Free. Free puts a move on, comes up on Cole, and that puts him in command. 102-99, now the Lakers will have to hurry. Quickly to Nixon, they must shoot it now quickly. Hit from the corner is Johnson. In and out, tipped up by Kareem with 16 seconds, he's got him back in it. Now they got to put pressure on the backcourt. And the Clippers will call a timeout. It's 102-101 and 16 seconds for the game.
That's incredible, that last basket by Lloyd Free. Anybody else, I believe, would have stopped. You don't challenge a big man like Kareem. He took it right to him and got the layup. What body control? 46 points for Lloyd Free. Now they must protect the basketball. With that timeout, they'll move the ball to midcourt. And San Diego have control. Here it is. Here's Lloyd Free. Watch Kareem right in front of him. Right there. And Lloyd at 6'3" says, come on, 7'2". Kareem, I'm going to take it to you. Put it up, leaned into him, and got the basket.
I'm not trying to second-guess Kareem or any of the Lakers, but I did not think that either of the last two times down the floor when they had a chance, they did not take a good shot. Kareem has not been shooting that sky hook over there from that right baseline as much as you're accustomed to. They have had him working a different kind of an offense, and of course they reverted back to it when they were under pressure, and you saw him hesitate a couple times before he even went to it. He was looking for some kind of an alternative, and the Lakers were not giving him enough movement underneath. Let's go inside McKinney's huddle.
So the defense is like this. This guy, nobody playing him. If they are here, 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 and here, Kareem is there. We have one here, one here, one here. Do not let them come to the ball and receive. Now, once they do get it, you've got to double team and go after the ball. They will put all foul shooters on there. Let's go for the steal. If they score, call timeout. If you get the ball and there's not enough time, call timeout. Yeah.
One thing, Brent, right here. It's San Diego basketball. Now, both clubs are in a penalty. If there's a foul committed, the Lakers must pressure for the ball. 16 seconds are down. Then the free throws will be taken. This is very important. They've got to play tight defense. And at the same time, here comes Nader back. And San Diego on offense, Brent, they want to keep the ball in there with shooters. So they bring in all the players. Lloyd Free is selling everybody. Come on, let's keep it up.
Lloyd Free orchestrating the crowd after drumming music on the heads of the Lakers all night. 46 points already. Now they run down the clock. Taylor sends it to Wicks. Wicks cross court now to Free. Free to the open man, Williams. They bring it down to 4 seconds. Out of bounds, off his foot. 2 seconds. Lakers have got a shot. Cooper had checked into the game for Jack McKinney. Michael Cooper was on the floor, and San Diego turns it over with 2 seconds.
That was a good call. That ball did go off the leg of the San Diego player. They had that one in the bag. All they had to do was hold on to the basketball and get the foul. As Gene Shue, here's the play. Raymond Williams right here, went right off his leg. It's kind of blocked out by the fans. You couldn't see the ball go off his foot. But it was a good call. I had a good angle on it, Brent.
So Gene Shue gambled going for the shooter in Freeman Williams. He took Taylor out, who normally is the best ball handler he's got over there. But he wanted Freeman Williams on the floor. He had been much more potent offensively. But now Freeman kicks it out of bounds, and the Lakers have got 2 seconds. Thanks to my statistician, Jack Murray, who picked up that substitution that time of Cooper on the floor. I never would have noticed him, and he came all over the ball that time. So Jack McKinney and his bench will have one more shot now. They trail at 102-101 and 2 seconds left.
What's his name? Spencer. Come up and set a back screen for Magic here. We'll look for that. And then look for Nixon. Right in there for your jumper or into Kareem immediately. All right, so this is Magic, Spencer, Kareem, Storm, John Jordan.
So it has come down to this, and the Lakers have got a chance. If you're wondering about Freeman Williams, he's come off of Gene Shue's bench and poured in 16 points tonight. 28 points off Shue's bench, only 14 from McKinney. Ford will inbounds it. Bryant's on him. The clock will start when it is touched by someone inbounds. Ford's got time. Spencer Haywood is out there. Nixon, Magic Johnson, and Kareem. Ford sends it to Kareem. Sky hook up, in! score it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has given the Los Angeles Lakers a victory, and Magic Johnson is out there celebrating like they just won the NCAA championship. Hot Rod Hundley is out there. We've got Magic Man and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Abdul-Jabbar just throwing a tremendous hook shot. 29 points for the big fella. 103, 102. Let's go to Rod right now.
All right, Kareem, great shot. What a sky hook, baby.
Thank you very much. What can I say? Allahu Akbar.
What a way to finish the game, huh?
Yeah.
How about this season? It's got to be a great one for the NBA.
I hope so. I think there's a lot of new talent. I think the people in the league office are looking to give a better image and a more complete image of what we're about.
Is that what you wanted to do, the Lakers? Get that ball to you for that hook? What was your play from out of bounds?
The play was to go to Magic for a lob, but everybody was covered, so they just hit me and I shot it.
Well, congratulations. Great game.
Thanks a lot, Rod.
So we start this NBA season on a high note, and that's the way it could go as the NBA returns to CBS. For Hot Rod Hundley, I'm Brent Musburger saying...
Changement de défense en deux. David Rivers à 2 points. Il a déjà la main chaude, David Rivers. Rebond Didier Gadou, Bruno Ham. Rapidement la contre-attaque paloise avec McRae au bout. Cette fois-ci ça rentre. Superbe. Et profiter des tirs faciles. Et voilà un tir facile en tout cas pour Stefan Ostrowski qui maîtrise bien ce geste pour Antibes. Rapidement, Rivers sur la gauche, il est tout seul. Frédéric Gaumont, il aurait pu shooter, il a hésité. Préfère pénétrer. Get back, super contre de McRae. Et là, 2 contre 1, sans problème pour Didier Gadot qui égalise pour Pau. C'est pour ça on aimerait qu'il reste. Et sa détente sèche a été calculée à Conrad McRae. Et on est arrivé à 82 cm et 1 mètre quand il a un petit peu d'élan. C'est impressionnant. Et les 2 lancers francs réussis. Bruno Ham qui pénètre encore une fois tout seul. Et d'une main droite. Et Winslow qui a les mains qui glissent. Il avait pourtant ce rebond facile. Rivers. Encore passe. Et panier accordé pour Laurent Forest. Et il a fait cette passe dans le dos. Main gauche. Pendant point droitier. Bon timing. On a vu une domination en général des joueurs intérieurs, notamment McRae, Didier Gadou qui a eu du mal à démarrer la saison après une blessure grave au genou. Mais dans ces playoffs, il est parmi les meilleurs joueurs palois. D'ailleurs, ça fait 6 des 7 derniers matchs, il est à plus de 50% de réussite dans les tirs. Yann Bonato pense que même cette saison, c'est Ostrowski qui aurait dû être élu meilleur joueur français, bien sûr. C'était Bonato qui a eu cet honneur. Et le premier lancer franc réussi par Murray Brown. Le deuxième aussi. Avec ce coup de coude. Forest qui hésite à shooter, qui pénètre encore une fois, mais qui vient surfer et qui récupère. C'est bien fait. Il a du culot ce gamin. En plus, il est obligé de défendre sur Ricky Winslow. C'est reparti rapidement de l'autre côté avec Rivers. Tranquillement, double pas. Et Gaumont qui n'a pas pu confirmer en claquette. C'est rare, George, que Rivers manque ce genre de geste. Oui, c'était bien suivi par Gaumont. Et Winslow, la réponse de l'autre côté. Richardson, c'est bien faire des équilibres. Et il n'arrive toujours pas à inscrire le moindre panier en ce moment, Richardson. Il est motivé, Winslow. Et on comprend mieux pourquoi on a appelé Winslow le Jordan européen. Quand il a du champ devant lui. Suarez toujours en pénétration, c'est bien fait. Pour ce jeune joueur, l'espoir d'Antibes. Quelle réussite, 3 points pour Winslow. Ah, c'est ce que semble penser Michel Gomez. Et là, il ne peut pas reprocher grand-chose à son défenseur. Et Rivers, qui a beaucoup progressé pendant son séjour à Antibes, il est devenu plus adroit à mi-distance. Et voici son 4e point de la rencontre pour David Rivers. Le voici à nouveau, Laurent Forest. Dribble entre les jambes, ligne de fond maintenant. Et la claquette d'Ostrowski. Défense de zone maintenant d'Antibes en 2-3. C'est avec cette défense qu'ils ont battu Pau samedi. McRae. Là, ça a bien fonctionné. Résultat habituel, vous l'avez vu. Un nouveau dunk de Conrad McRae. Richardson. Qui doit contourner toute la défense de Pau. Et enfin, voilà la réussite pour l'ancien All-Star NBA. Oh là là, ballon perdu. Et Rivers. Quelle
technicien hors pair.
Là, il n'a pas eu à faire faute. David Rivers, le chemin du panier était grand ouvert. Les 2 points a priori accordés pour Ricky Winslow.
Winslow était là pour marquer 3 points, pour marquer 2 points.
Et il confirme. Et bonne défense de Murray Brown face à Stephen Ostrowski. Richardson. Et toujours en extension.
Oui, en plus il a du mérite parce que Gadu défendait très bien.
Il lui a remplacé Bruno Ham. Winslow encore une fois à 3 points.
Boum! Boum, baby! McRae! On comprend pourquoi les champions d'Italie de Bologne s'intéressent à McRae.
Ostrowski face à Conrad McRae. À ce bras roulé, c'est une marque déposée. Ballon qui a hésité et qui est finalement ressorti.
C'est du bon jeu tout ça.
Il n'était pas très loin à 3 points, mais c'est ressorti. Murray Brown avec Didier Gado.
Et le jeu rapide, Parois marche à merveille.
Et surtout à l'arrivée, pour celui qui va marquer, cela offre un panier très facile à l'exemple de Gado à l'instant. Et l'assurance tout risque. Ostrowski qui réussit tout ce qu'il entreprend offensivement en ce moment. Photo, Murray Brown face à Willie Redden, justement, c'est un peu court. Il a repris le rebond, Murray Brown, et il va conclure. Et Rivers lui va poser le jeu tranquillement. Metelli, toujours le même duo.
Oh, joli. Antibes doit bloquer à 5 au rebond face à McRae et compagnie.
McRae difficile, qu'il vient de faire entre 3 joueurs bleus.
4 sur 5 à 2 points, 9 points et 3 rebonds pour McRae.
Allez, Mensa, Rivers sur la ligne à 3 points. Ça ne fera que 2 points.
Ostrowski, l'homme de cette finale avec David Rivers. Côté Antibes, les 2 hommes marquent presque 60% des points de leur équipe quand même.
Rivers, Metelli, McRae face à Willie Redden. Et il a pris le relais de Winslow, McRae.
Sa femme est dans la salle, accompagnée de ses beaux-parents. Donc, il est déjà très motivé pour tous les matchs, mais peut-être c'est une motivation supplémentaire d'avoir sa famille avec lui.
Et il réussit ses 2 lancers francs de Levallois à l'automne.
Willie Redden qui est passé à côté de la première rencontre de cette finale, 0 points et seulement 2 rebonds. McRae l'a dominé la plupart du temps.
Avec Garnier, Winslow maintenant. Gado est tout seul dans la raquette. Murray Brown demandait à être servi à 3 points. Bruno Ham. Et un panier qui va faire du bien, oui. George. Rivers avec Redden et Metelli qui conclut.
Bonne relation post-pivot.
Jacques Monclin a fait rentrer Billy Joe Williams, très régulier, très important dans cette finale depuis 3 matchs, à la place d'Arfela de Mensa.
Garnier aussi apporte beaucoup, notamment au rebond et en défense.
Et à 31 ans, son bras ne tremble pas. 2 lancers francs réussis pour Garnier.
C'est un travailleur de l'ombre comme Domo, comme Murray Brown.
Ah, ça serait un rêve, une saison comme ça pour Garnier. Chômeur en début de saison et ensuite peut-être champion de France. 3 minutes 46 à jouer dans cette première période. Et ce deuxième lancer franc réussi par Redden donne un point d'avance en Antibes. Garnier qui ressort pour Bruno Ham. Thierry Gado. On prend son temps, on essaie de construire. Murray Brown.
Oh, c'est fou ça!
Le deuxième est réussi. Thierry Gado. Bruno Ham qui a hésité à shooter à 3 points. Murray Brown.
Oui, bien suivi. Le rebond offensif a été primordial en première mi-temps.
Willie Redden qui se retourne, un petit peu un mouvement à la Hakim Olajuwon. Garnier qui va ressortir pour Bruno Ham, c'est bien fait cette passe de Bruno Ham. Pour Ricky Winslow, le rebond pour David Rivers qui va hériter du cadeau et foncer jusqu'au panier adverse. Et provoquer la faute de Bruno Ham. précédente. Il a légèrement bousculé David Rivers et qui réussit son lancer franc. Égalité parfaite.
Belle récompense pour une longue carrière en France.
Et son premier lancer franc avait une drôle de trajectoire. Et 10 secondes pour shooter. Richardson qui l'a pénétré, déclenché son soutenant. Redden derrière lui. Et 2 points pour Antibes. David Rivers. 8 secondes à jouer avant la mi-temps. Et 2 points d'avance pour Antibes. Il va y aller tout seul. David Rivers à 2 points. Oh, il est fort, David Rivers au buzzer. Et 48-44 pour Antibes à la mi-temps. George, on vous retrouve avec
Stéphane Ostrowski. Quelle intensité dans cette première mi-temps, Stéphane?
C'est un match de finale, évidemment, on n'a rien envie de laisser. Malheureusement, on laisse trop de rebonds pour avoir une avance un peu plus confortable à la mi-temps. Sans cela, je suis sûr qu'on aurait eu peut-être plus de points d'avance.
À un moment, ils ont très bien joué. Vous avez peut-être laissé passer l'orage au milieu de la première mi-temps.
Ouais, il faut savoir qu'ils ont perdu leur dernier match à domicile, donc ils ont de l'orgueil, ils ont envie de montrer, surtout devant leur public, qui sont là. Et bien là, ils veulent nous pousser à la cinquième manche. Nous, on a envie d'en terminer là dès ce soir.
Merci Stéphane.
Et domination en adresse.
Toujours autant d'adresses comme dans les 3 premières manches, sauf à 3 points où Antibes a raté 6 sur 6. C'est surtout à 2 points, on voit les deux équipes très à droite. Et Antibes, 92% au lancer franc, c'est excellent. Le même nombre de passes décisives des deux côtés. Un peu plus de rebonds pour Pau, surtout des rebonds défensifs. Les marqueurs, on disait que quand Winslow et McRae tournent en plein régime, Pau gagne habituellement 83% de réussite pour McRae.
C'est vrai qu'il shoot assez près du cercle en général qu'on a de McRae.
Alors Rivers toujours aussi brillant, Ostrowski aussi avec 80%, mais Redden c'est plus étonnant, 8 points avec 67%, et là on voit reste, voilà 2 joueurs qui apportent un plus par rapport aux 3 matchs précédents pour Antibes. Les passes décisives, c'est bien réparti, on voit Michael Ray Richardson qui était meilleur passeur NBA une saison.
Et c'est aussi très bien réparti pour Antibes au niveau des rebonds.
Murray Brown, 6 rebonds, un gros apport pour un remplaçant. Les fautes. Et maintenant, la deuxième mi-temps.
En vous rappelant qu'il y a 48-44 en faveur d'Antibes qui a pris un léger avantage, c'est vrai, pour conquérir directement dès ce soir le 3e titre de champion de France de son histoire. Antibes qui a été champion de France en 71 et puis 20 ans plus tard en 91, alors peut-être en 95, 23% de réussite en première période. Là, il a manqué de près, Conrad McRae. Rapidement, Laurent Forest. Et la chance avec Antibes, ballon qui a rebondi 3-4 fois sur le cercle.
Pau n'est pas au mieux à domicile.
Peut-être la clé du coffre avec les deux Gadou, Didier qui a servi tiré. Un écart assez sensible.
Thierry Gadou n'a pas encore marqué.
Et ça vient de loin pour Ostrowski. 3 points.
Waouh.
En tout cas français, il sait tout faire.
Premier panier à 3 points pour Antibes et c'est un pivot qui le marque, c'est rare.
Et la réponse, le voici qui marque enfin, Thierry Gadou à 3 points. Ostrowski qui va attendre patienter et y aller tout seul.
Il fait un grand match, il fait un grand match.
C'est pour Richardson par-dessus Potou, prise à 3
secondes.
Et 3 secondes plus la prise à 3 sur Richardson, résultat contre-attaque Winslow. Et il a assuré Thierry Gadou. Rivers. C'est McRae qui défend sur Rivers. Et ça ne change rien. 3 points. Superbe de Rivers. Et Winslow qui a hésité à 3 points. Gadou qui pénètre. Rivers.
Dans le deuxième match, il a marqué 21 points en deuxième mi-temps.
Toujours ce premier pas de Rivers qui ressort pour Ostrowski qui sera à 2 points.
Mais Ostrowski.
Le rebond pour Rivers qui va lancer la contre-attaque.
Attention dans la direction. Oh là là. Quelle action.
Incroyable David Rivers. La réponse de Fautois, 3 points. C'est encore une fois loupé. Les Palois qui sont en manque de réussite. En ce moment, Gadou qui va pénétrer. McRae.
Oh, on voit un niveau de basket assez relevé en ce moment.
Il a demandé dans la zone. Allez, Mensa. Bonne passe. Et panier accordé.
Et parce qu'il a touché le cercle.
Gadou avec Fotou. McRae qui se retourne.
Faut jouer sa carte. Faut jouer son McRae.
c'est vous dire.
Deux meneurs ensemble sur le terrain, côté palois.
Bruno Ham à 3 points.
Voilà. C'est le panier qui peut complètement relancer l'équipe de Pau. Il m'a griffé. Écoutez la salle.
Écoutez le Palais des Sports, 8 personnes pour ce panier à 3 points.
Le panier de l'espoir pour Pau.
Et un point d'écart, 64-63 pour Antibes. Reden, qui ne conclut pas Winslow une fois.
Et avec Pau, et qui a été blessé dans un grand accident de voiture. Il regarde la rencontre parce que maintenant...
Bruno Ham.
C'est le premier point d'Antibes depuis 3 minutes.
Ham avec Fotou qui va accélérer, pénétrer, c'est bien fait. Il a pris ses responsabilités, le tout jeune Frédéric Fotou, et il ramène Pau à égalité. Alors, va-t-il avoir plus de réussite que sur le lancement précédent, Willy Reden? Cette fois-ci, c'est dedans, et pourtant ça doit être difficile. Il y a un bruit assourdissant, et il doit faire face au top, entre guillemets, du Palais des Sports de Pau qui agite les drapeaux.
Et le public est plus présent que samedi après-midi. Le public appréhendait la rencontre samedi après-midi. En regardant autour de la salle, il n'y a pas une place vide dans toute la salle. Plus de 8000 personnes.
Fotou à 3 points. Il a la main chaude.
Extraordinaire.
Ostrowski qui joue au poste en ce moment, mais qui n'a pas de solution. On a failli perdre le ballon, c'est quand même Rivers qui a récupéré pour Antibes.
Comment garder sa lucidité avec une telle pression?
Et Charlton à 3 points. Et c'est un tout petit peu long, mais qui est là pour récupérer Rivers, qui shoot à 2 points, qui marque. Et joueur décisif, il est en train de le prouver encore une fois, David Rivers. Retour à sa place de Thierry Gadou.
Oui, Reden a marqué 11 points. Et surtout, 8 sur 9 au lancer franc.
Il est important, c'est lui qui a marqué les 5 derniers points d'Antibes. Et à chaque fois sur lancer franc. Attention Bruno Ham, ils sont importants ces lancers francs. Le deuxième est réussi, 2 points d'écart.
Et le président Trichot veut qu'il reste la saison prochaine. Il aura 41 ans.
Il est en pleine forme, il shoot en extension et il marque à l'exemple.
Et aussi avec la zone, ça permet plus de contre-attaque.
Richardson qui pénètre main droite.
Ouais, oh là 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 là. Macré au compte.
Et derrière, la réussite pour Bruno Ham. Il a peut-être mal au tibia, Juarez, mais il réussit son lancer franc.
Alors vraiment, Thierry Gadou a tout faux sur cette dernière action. Il perd le ballon, il fait une faute antisportive.
Fotou. Il va ressortir pour Bruno Ham. Nouvelle pénétration du meneur palois qui prend le rebond et qui marque.
Panier important là.
Antibes qui fait toujours la course en tête depuis le début de la seconde période. Et Ostrowski qui retrouve
le métronome, Stéphane Ostrowski.
Alors Michel Gomez a fait sortir Bruno Ham qui était pourtant en confiance. Interception Juarez.
Oh, ça fait mal. Et le jeu de Juarez se rachète après son ballon perdu tout à l'heure.
Est-ce que j'ai bien compris ce que vient de dire Gomez? On a vu sur ses lèvres, c'est fini. J'espère qu'il ne le pense pas.
Ah bah, il ne le pense pas. C'est toujours l'intox, typiquement Gomez.
Il y a quand même que seulement 4 points d'avance à 3 minutes. C'est un écart qui est facilement comblable.
Oui, interception, regardez.
La voilà l'interception avec Frédéric Fotou, la contre-attaque. Thierry Gadou maintenant.
En main gauche, joli mouvement.
Les lancers francs les plus importants de la saison pour Conrad Macré. Et le premier manqué. Le second est réussi. Un point de retard pour Portez. 79 pour 78. Et derrière, juste 30 secondes à jouer. Avec la possibilité pour Fotou de donner un point d'avance. À Pau, égalité parfaite.
Oui, avec 30 secondes, Antibes peut gérer la dernière attaque. Garder le ballon jusqu'au bout. Espérer gagner avec le dernier tir.
Et le deuxième est réussi pour la première fois
sur qui?
Prise à 2 sur Rivers, Suarez.
Rivers ou Richardson va shooter à mon avis.
Quelle défense, Suarez, Ostrowski. Suarez, Richardson, on va aller jusqu'au bout, 12 secondes.
Le ballon du match, messieurs, dames.
Richardson qui prend la responsabilité, qui marque.
Et il donne le titre à Antibes.
Qui marque. Le titre peut-être pour Antibes, 3 secondes seulement à jouer.
Bien vu ce temps mort de Michel Gomez. Il reste 3,5 secondes. Quand même assez de temps pour marquer ou pour provoquer une faute.
80 pour Antibes. 3 secondes et demie à jouer. 3 secondes pour remonter tout un terrain et essayer de provoquer une 5e manche qui serait décisive. Fautou, et qui a hésité de shooter, Winslow avec le...
Oh là 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 là, ça s'est joué sur le dernier tir, c'est terrible. La déception de Pau, on le comprend.
Antibes est champion de France 95, la joie d'Ostrowski. Et Jacques Monclar avec ses hommes. 3 victoires à 1, Antibes qui se sera imposé à 2 reprises ici à Pau. Georges, on vous laisse au milieu de la joie avec peut-être un premier interviewé.
On va laisser les joueurs goûter cette joie immense. Tous les joueurs sont en train de rouler par terre, à plaquer Richardson, l'homme qui a marqué le panier décisif. Michael, talk about that last shot. You've always been a decisive player. Vous avez toujours été un joueur décisif qui voulait tirer le tir décisif.
Well, I know the score was like tied, and I know that when the game's on line,
Chips are down.
Chips is down, and I won it. And I made the last shot all year.
Ça fait depuis toute cette saison que quand le tir décisif est à prendre, je veux prendre ce tir. J'ai confiance en moi dans ces moments-là. Was it a system? Was it a system? Or was it just a one-on-one? Est-ce que c'était une situation d'un contre un?
It was just a one-on-one. All we wanted to do was just try to get the last shot.
Voilà, il n'y avait pas de système spécial. Il devait jouer le 1 contre 1 et attendre le dernier tir pour shooter au dernier moment. Did you know it was in when you let it go?
No, it was good.
Et au moment qu'il a tiré, il savait que le tir était dedans. Thank you, Michael. Congratulations.
Et George Michael Ray Richardson, on peut le rappeler quand même, ce joueur qui a 40 ans. Regardez ce panier décisif. Il n'a marqué que 8 points dans ce match. Et voici les 2 points les plus importants de la saison de championnat de France. Ah, il est lourd ce trophée, ils vont même le reposer par terre pour poser tous autour. 18 points encore ce soir pour Stefan Ostrowski. Et Pau, je vous le rappelle une dernière fois, qu'il emporte Antibes, qu'il emporte 80. Antibes, champion de France.
Avec David Rivers. OK. Alors, il faut dire que vous êtes l'MVP de la finale. You got to say David Rivers is the MVP of this final. You had some great performances in the 4 games.
Well, you know, we're a good team all together, and this victory was a collective team victory. You can point out different moments that I had that were great, but all in all, when it's all said and done, it's a team victory, and then that's why we're champions.
Alors il dit oui, de temps en temps c'est moi qui a fait la différence dans certains matchs, mais si on regarde globalement, c'est une véritable victoire collective. Tout le monde a participé à cette victoire. This is your first title in a glorious career, but this is the first time you really won a trophy. C'est le premier trophée de votre carrière.
Well, actually, I'm kind of late. I expected to win last year, so you know, I'm 1 for 2, and next year, you know, we're going to work hard and we're going to try and do it again.
Oui, je pensais déjà qu'on allait gagner la saison passée, mais bon, déjà pour cette saison, c'est très bien. Et la saison prochaine, on espère monter une grosse équipe pour aller encore plus loin. Thank you, David, and really, you were a spectacular player with a great season.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bravo.
Merci à David Rivers.